Let's see other people. How is everyone? Ho ho ho. I'm just a bit liberated. What's up, ho? Hi, Steffi. Okay, let's see other people. So, how was everyone's Christmas? If you celebrate, or if you just celebrate the holidays, what did you do? Oh, Pandora or Simplicity. We should get you to get me to watch those Marvel movies. My Christmas was good. Quite a bit sad. I couldn't go to see the elderly neighbor that we usually go, so she was left by herself on Christmas. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do with this variant out. But in general, it was a very quiet, no family time, and that felt good. If anyone is curious what is next up on YouTube now that Light on Me is done, it will be He's Coming to Me. Plus, I still need to do my top 15 BL that don't include Western ones, otherwise, Shameless would be on that list. Hello. So I just want to quickly say to everyone, it is Steffi's birthday today. So for those of you here, if you could say happy birthday to Steffi. There we go. This. Hi everyone. Because Steffi is one of my original patrons and is on the Discord, I am giving her the free reign to ask for any reaction that she wants, and it will be for her. Obviously, other people can watch it too. And as you guys know, I have now watched up to episode 8 of Bad Buddy. Only episode 3 of Not Me, but that's because I can't do any more of that. There is a new watch list that it has moved around for the shows. So I will be putting that for everyone to see because there is a vote you can do in Patreon that is completely free to everyone. And as I said before, He's Coming to Me is the next thing up. And depending on if I get all six reactions left of the Untamed op, then there will be other shows coming up. I think Shameless is one of them, and Guardian is the other. But yeah, yeah, make me watch the Marvel movies because you know more about them than me. No pressure for you to choose. You can take your time. It is your birthday. We're here to celebrate your birthday. You wonder how, in regards to the watch list, it should be pinned on my Patreon, so you'd be able to see how it is going on. I think Don't Say No, Heaven Official's Blessing is, and there's another one that is the top three. If which one by you mean Marvel movies, the last one I really watched, um, I've seen the two Avenger movies. I think there's two, and Iron Man 1 and 2. Guardian is, well, I've taken, if people don't know, I'm taking a 3 week break because I've got a lot of editing to do, and I still have reactions to go up on Patreon, which includes Guardian. I think I'm up to episode, oh, let's see what I'm up to on Guardian. Okay, so I'm up to episode 12. So we just finished a specific arc on Guardian. I actually like Guardian for as much as it has kind of singular episodes you can look at. I kind of like the more modern feel, and I think the main leads have a really good chemistry. The Gifted, that's yeah, that's the high school one, right? You cannot wait for me to react. Yeah, so if we don't say no, it starts at episode 0, as someone said, um, and then it goes up to episode 12. I think I'm definitely interested in Don't Say No because what was the character's name again? Um, the the one who liked type. That was one of my least favorite characters ever written until Neo from Three Will Be Free. So I'm looking forward to having a complete different viewpoint of them. Now it's their point of view and their show. Fiat, Fiat, Fiat. Oh, so you know, Steffi, raise a glass to you. And if those of you have water or tea or whatever you drink, raise a glass, say happy birthday again. I still dislike Fiat. That is all up to you. If you don't like a character, that's fine. I'm kind of enjoying not liking Neo in Three Will Be Free. I quite like it that I don't like his character. It makes it more fun. Iced tea. I don't drink tea or iced tea or coffee. So I remember that I had coffee Baileys and that was yeah. Three Will Be Free is a fun show. I'm up to episode. Oh, actually, something that I'm not happy about. So episode 4 of Three Will Be Free. Unfortunately, when I screen recorded, it didn't pick up the sound. So I tried to re-record that and sync it up, but I paused quite a few times to talk about stuff. Um, and unfortunately, it just didn't line up. So I'm gonna have to re-watch episode 4. Um, so that's not gonna be fun in terms of it's not gonna be a first time reaction, even though I don't remember much of the episode to be honest. It is all over the place as a show, and it's there are issues I have with the show in representation. I feel like they're failing at certain representations, but it's still I don't know. I like the character of May. I like the actor who plays Fear, but I don't like Fear. Yeah, I'm looking forward to what they're going to do with his character because I want I just want to see where they go. You don't drink tea, but you're British. Isn't that a cardinal sin? Well, then lock me up. I don't drink tea. I don't drink coffee. I don't like ice cream. I don't like scones or scones. Then again, I also am part Irish, part Maltese, and part Italian, so maybe that's why. I wonder if Don't Say No will make me like it, but now it doesn't look good for him. You may not like him. Um, I don't know. That's the thing because I haven't watched it. I can't tell you what Don't Say No because that is definitely one of the ones coming up. So we'll see how I view him there because he was for a while was my least favorite written character, and it's not the actor; it was the writing, and that's what frustrated me. Don't Say No was a show I couldn't even finish one episode of. Not my style. Completely get that. If something's not your style, um, then it just doesn't work for you, and it's okay to take it away. Like if something doesn't work for you, then it doesn't. I would say maybe see if episode 2 just to see if it changes your mind because sometimes you can watch 2 episodes. I don't know. I don't like tea, and I only like coffee when it's 80% creamer. I don't even really like cream. By the way, JLC, you still have that BTS list because I can't find it, but feel free to choose any video. You did send me the list, so I should have a BTS list, and I'm sure I saved it because you sent it to me. I'll just have to look it up, and then I'll have to resend to you, Steffi, on Discord the list and say you pick 2 or 3, and I will react and say happy birthday to you. What is your favorite BL of, I'm guessing, all time? Hmm. This one's a difficult one about my favorite one of all time. I feel like my opinion changes a lot, but up there would be I Promised You the Moon, I Told Sunset About You, A Thousand Stars. Um, I have a soft spot for Sotus just because that's what kept me watching BLs, but I wouldn't say it was, looking back now, it's not as entertaining as other shows have been. Oh, that's a good question there. I really liked Word of Honor as well, and The Untamed. Everyone was dressed like 80s Miami Vice. Is that Don Johnson? Hello. Oh, I've got a question. As some of you know, I'm doing a top 15 BL list, and that's of shows I watched this year, so that it can incorporate The Untamed and He's Coming to Me and shows that aired a few years ago. I was looking at cinematography, directing, acting, storytelling, and things like that. I was maybe it's a bit too controversial because people get upset. I was going to incorporate into that list people's reactions to the videos, but then I thought, do I do that because then it will drop certain shows very far down the list? Um, because obviously it's how people interact with you, and there's certain shows. As much as I've enjoyed them, people have been up and down. So if I incorporate people's reactions and how they've spoken to me just for a bit of controversy, you know, life. But it is a good thing to ask what someone's favorite BL is because I do think we have a favorite and it could really change. I'm really there's only two BLs right now because out right now that I'm kind of interested in, which is Bad Buddy and Not Me. But then I'm sure there will be something else that pips my interest. I know I'm not really into Color Rush 2 now, seeing as it's gonna be more about the two leads' friendships. It's not really a BL as such. Oh, and to all the people that did recommend Shameless as something to watch, you were right. I've still got two episodes of season one left, but I really like it. It's kind of my type of show in the craziness of it. I still haven't started Not Me. Um, yeah, you like to watch things all in one go. So for you, you might have to wait a while because obviously they're taking a 2 week break. I don't know. You might like Not Me. You might not. Um, I personally really like it, but then it's also I think very catered to specific type of audiences, and that's the type of things they like. I think if you like Manner of Death, you might like it. Such a shame about Color Rush. It took my favorite BL spot for a long. It was. I liked Color Rush. I thought it was a really unique story arc that they had and story to tell. But yeah, recasting one of the leads who's unfortunately not going to be in it anymore, doesn't want to be, uh, and of course taking away the BL element is going to make unfortunately people not as interested, which is a shame. But also when it was kind of catered towards that type of market. Shameless is a good. It's good at some points, but other points I'm just like, It's kind of like Supernatural for me, where it's like, Jesus, this is really long. I can't commit myself to shows over 50 eps. Well, if you don't know, I do both Supernatural and Shameless, so it will be arduous because it is kind of hard to sit through long episodes. But I do sit down and watch 2 episodes at a time. So really and truly, I'm kind of half in the time it would take to watch them. Thankfully, I'm on season 5 of Supernatural, and I'm already liking Supernatural season 5 way more than 4. And Shameless, as you said, I'm sure there will be points where I go because when the show's on for 11 years, it can drag. It can be pretty hard to like a show that runs that long. It was like one of my favorite shows. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. There was a 2 or 3 seasons where I wasn't really feeling it, or episodes, and then I started to enjoy it again. And that's on just published. It's just released its 15th season and will have at least up to season 18. That's a lot. I enjoyed Manner of Death. Then you might like Not Me. It's very stylistic in its film. It's very dark, like Manner of Death was. Hi, Sophie. But also, how was everyone? If you celebrate Christmas or you celebrate the holidays, how was everyone's holidays? What did you do? Are you doing anything for New Year or celebrating, even if you're at home? I watched Home Alone 1 and 2, some of my favorite movies growing up as a kid. Oh, and again, for all of those who are here now, say happy birthday to Steffi, who's on here. Just getting as many people to say it to her. Um, after waiting for a year of Not Me, yeah, Not Me the trailer, the new trailer really changed. I think a lot of people's opinions. It seemed. Um, Episode 3 for me, and I'm not going to give anything away to anyone, but episode 3 so far was my favorite episode of not me. And I would say episode 5 for Bad Buddy was probably one of the strongest. But then I didn't dislike episode 7 or 8 either. Maybe it's because they're doing Ink Pa a lot more. So it's nice to have another couple. Have you watched Shadowhunters? I like that one, but they had some fun in studio issues, I think. I never actually watched Shadowhunters fully, but I did see this Australian guy's reactions to it, and I think people loved it so much he got to interview the cast, and then it got cancelled. So I don't actually know the full story for the TV show, but I remember watching the movie. I think. Hi, Despina. Tinted with You. I don't think I've heard of that. What is it about? Well, I guess it seems for people with Bad Buddy, it's more the acting than it is the actual story from what people are saying online. It's because I have to give it to both the actors. If you've seen in his other shows, you've seen how much he's grown. So I remember him in Make It Right and to where we are now. And seeing as I just recently watched his Coming to Me and then I watched this, you can see within a 3 year time span how much he's also grown up as an actor. And with Nanon, he's a method actor, I think people have said, which for me is a hard sell to be around, but it means that they usually give some of the best performances because they get so into the character. It's a Korean period drama, only a few very short episodes out, but so far I like it. Ah, okay. Hi Cindy. Sometimes I go back through the comments, especially if you know they're polite. Um, and sometimes people leave me comments in the comment section if I missed a question or they want to ask something. So sometimes I look back, but I'm not a big fan of actually listening or looking at myself. And it's already hard enough when you do reactions to have to edit. Okay, so it's on Viki, which I think I pay for, so I shouldn't have any ad issues on there. Happy soon to be New Year, everyone! Can you believe it? It's already 2022. Such a weird way to say it. Bar, say BLs, are there any other type of movies or shows that you're looking forward to next year? I'm personally looking forward to Hocus Pocus 2, and I don't know when Sister Act 3 is coming out, but that too. 2022. Yeah, I've seen that a lot. Oh, there's going to be a Legally Blonde 3. See, I didn't know that. Wait, there was a Sonic 1? Well, sometimes I know what's coming out, but then like I said, I would definitely know about if Sister Act was coming. See, oh, I also watched Sister Act during the Christmas holidays, which always puts me in a good mood. I also started up on this little thing again, so we'll be playing some games. I only have like 7 games. Hello. I gotta say, I don't like how America does TV shows with this constant open-ended potential for season renewals. You can't tell a complete story that way, and the formula can get old and stale. I guess it really it does depend on American TV shows. You are right. There usually is that open ending because they want clearly more than one season, especially because in America, once you get to 100 episodes, it goes into syndication, doesn't it? Which is a lot of money, and actors want that. Um, but I really do think it depends on the show. I don't know if every American show does that, but it is a tactic of theirs to kind of keep you on tenterhooks. But then sometimes a show gets cancelled and then it's a cliffhanger, and you go, "Is there any wrap up?" And some shows unfortunately can't wrap it up. Oh, Sister Act is an amazing movie. I will hear no slander about either one of them. It also has a lot of famous actors when you look back and singers, and especially in Sister Act 2, that I forgot about. Happy New Year. Ah, Harry Potter. Harry Potter. Um, Actually, yeah, I'm more into the books than I am the movies. I think for the first time ever, 2 years ago, I watched all the movies finally, and I knew they're doing a 20th anniversary special, or have. I don't know if it's out. I don't think I have a specific movie I watch on Christmas. No, these were just movies that came on over here. Because I'm not a big TV person. Like I'll watch my shows online, so Netflix and Viki and stuff like that. But I don't actually usually sit down and watch TV programs. So it was actually nice to kind of just sit down and watch movies for Christmas. And also, because I'm not really speaking to my family, it was so nice to just have peace for the most part. Yeah, I love the books too. I am a Slytherin through and through. Avatar Blue Dudes. I saw Avatar when it came out when I was at uni. Happy New Year. I always watch Die Hard for Christmas, like the basic. Oh, I realized what word you were saying there. Alan Rickman is amazing. Oh, rest rest in peace. Die Hard, yeah. What? Okay, so someone was having an argument, not with me, with someone online in a jokey way about how Die Hard is a Christmas movie. We used to over here get oh, it's really bad. Somewhere over the rainbow. Wizard of Oz. That used to be on all the time. Titanic. I don't know if I want to watch Titanic for for Christmas. I personally like Die Hard, but if you're really not into action-packed movies, I don't think it's for you. And it was at a time when Bruce Willis still had hair. But see, I like how everyone watches something different, and in different countries they put something else on. Do they have anything in your countries like traditional they put on that is more for like an actual movie from your country that everyone watches or it's really popular? Are you sure Bruce Willis isn't wearing a toupee? Oh, you mean because of was it? It's not. Was it Moonlight or Moonstruck where that happened rapidly and his ongoing feud with Sybil Shepherd? I liked her. I liked her comedy show with Christine Baranski. I don't think Bruce Willis at that point was wearing a toupee. I don't think so. They do have something over here, which is strange because technically they're Irish, but I am also Irish. It's something called Mrs. Brown's Boys, which a lot of people hate, especially if you go on Twitter, because you know Twitter is such a lovely piss. Um, they they put it on, and it's definitely Irish comedy. So if you're part Irish, you would understand it. It's very slapstick, if you like that. Oh, Hallmark, yeah. My mum tells me about those movies. She really likes watching them, not just the Christmas ones. Like like the ones where someone breaks into someone's house and there's like a murder mystery, and the killer literally says, "I'm the killer," and she's like, "I wonder who it is." Oh, okay. So, what is everyone's favorite BL to watch now? And it doesn't have to be a BL that's just released. It could be one that you're just watching right now. And also, so everyone knows, I'm up to episode 8 of Bad Buddy. I watch it on Wednesdays, and as people know, I am still going to watch it. And because it's on that break, thankfully, I can catch up. So next week I should be fully caught up. I just got to, dun dun dun, the the curtain's falling down. Yeah, why in the Hallmark movies is there only one person of color? There's always just one. Who do you think won the bet? What bet? I don't remember a bet. Oh no. What was the bet? You have to remind me. I'm old. My memory sucks. My Beautiful Man. What is that's Japanese, right? What is the actual title in Japanese for that? Because there are certain shows that people have asked me to add after the list I've done to where I can put these. I also want to put Baker Boys on there because it actually looks quite good. A BL watching right now, Guardian. Again, I'm up to episode 12 on Guardian. That's what it is. It is that one. Okay, so that is one that I will be putting on my list for people to vote. So where it comes in the order. So it might be in the top 5 where people wanted. Um, but yeah, Guardian episode 12 just ended. So it ended one story arc, which I thought was quite strong for Guardian. I liked that they had a little story arc. Oh, the bet of who fell in love with who first. Yeah, 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 yeah. Right, because I've just put episode 6 up. I don't know why I made that noise. Um, I said this to Steffi already. So technically, if you're going to be pedantic, Bran was in love first. But as Steffi said, it's about who makes who more or less fall in love or say that first. By episode 8, I think they both kind of gave in. I would say Pat probably technically at this point, but if you're being pedantic, it's Pran. I haven't watched Mr. Cinderella. Oh, or Gen Y. Since you now saw their flirting skills, whose were better? Okay, so that's an interesting thing. Oh, Happy New Year, by the way. I've seen someone just say Happy New Year. And I'll get back to the pattern prepping. I have watched Cherry Magic. I really, really liked it. That was one of the few shows I haven't reacted to. Um, One, because it would be really difficult to get on YouTube, and back then I didn't know about Vidyard and stuff like that. The only thing I didn't like was the fake kiss out. That was the only disappointing thing, really. Now the bet. We're talking about flirting. What's interesting about the characters is for two boys who are 19, 20, they are very mature when it comes to talking about their feelings and talking and communicating. I never at that age would have known anyone to be that in tune with someone else. But then they do a nice thing, which is they have them constantly competing. Apart from one point, which I found quite annoying, which was when they were at the food stand. They allow you to remember that they are young. Whose flirting skills are better? I would say Pat. Do you plan on watching Devil's Judge? Yes, Devil's Judge is actually the next, because it was on my list. It is the next thing I start to watch, and then the list, when it's re scrambled, will be the list to watch. But yeah, Devil's Judge was already going to be the next thing watched on my list, so that will be up. Obviously, things go on Patreon first, and then they will trickle down to YouTube. So it'll be next year that it's on YouTube. Brown was in love first, but Pat fell harder. Yeah, do you know what? Yeah, but I think that's a common thing of because Pran knew his feelings first, and then when Pat, they did it a lot in these shows. So I wasn't shocked that people can see Pat falling so hard, but I also think it's because you get a shock of how mature Pat can be with wanting to make sure his partner's okay and to discuss things. I felt really sad for him in episode 8. There was a good few times where he was really sad with the way Pran was kind of scared to show feelings. And I've spoke about this in a comment that someone left, which is they did a thing in the early episodes with the two families when they're having something to eat. And so Pat's family are very unrestrained, communicative, free. They're not caged. Pat eats in front of people he cares for without any care. Whereas Pran's family are very straight up, together, prim and proper. There's the operatic music, and he's caged. They're more reserved, and that relates to them as well in relationships. Obsessing of oh yes, you are hi. Um, you are allowed to leave comments as well on the Shameless videos if you want to. I will say I did have quite a strong reaction to the last two episodes, episodes 9 and 10, about the mother, which were probably fun to watch. Uh, but I really, really am liking season 1 of Shameless. I don't like Mickey yet, but that I don't think you're supposed to yet because he's not really been introduced properly. Like just bits here and there. Not Me is really good BL side because it's not some bold. Oh, it's got some bold political social commentary, and it's through it as it has me on the edge of my seat. Yeah, I completely agree. If you are into political shows, and I know some of you haven't watched, so I won't go into too much about Not Me, but they really are very forefront in what they're talking about, and it's actually good on them. Like, really good on them for talking about such topics that no, I really like Not Me. But then those type of shows I generally like as well. The darker shows. To be honest, I still really like Life, Love on the Line. Yes, I agree. That was a really, really good. It may have only been 4 episodes. I really liked it, especially the last episode. You know, at the end. Technically, Pat has that advantage of Pratt being in love with him already for 3 years. Technically, like I said, if you're being pedantic, I don't think Pratt's for me. I don't know. I don't personally. I think Pat's a better flirt. I know the seaweed part probably made a lot of people squeal. Um, I don't know. I'm gonna have to go back and watch. Maybe I don't know. I mean, technically, I'm not into either of them, but I do like watching them. They just won't give in. Their love language is competition or competitiveness. That's how they communicate, how they like one another. I have a theory that Brown's dad and Pat's dad dated back in the day. Yeah, a lot of people have gone that route. There's definitely some sort of maybe a friendship breakup between the mum and the dad, Brown's mom and Pat's. I don't know if there was a fallout of miscommunication, or even if they dated. I don't know, but clearly something transpired because the mother and him, the father, on the other side. Um, don't put your issues on your children. Killer and healer. Mickey sucks for a while. I imagine Mickey's gonna suck for a while. It's that type of show that you're not supposed to like his character yet. You're supposed to have it sneak up on you. Oh, Monica, the show just gets better, but the acting's fantastic. It is Emmy Rossum. Thank you. I didn't know if that was her name. I knew her name was something similar to that because I remember her Day After Tomorrow. Her acting was really good in that breakdown part. Happy New Year. I don't know what happened between those families, but no reason to take their kids as chess pieces in their game. Yeah, but that's the problem, isn't it? I love when love language and BLs a rival competition. Font bullying is that toxic of me? um, that's on you, and that is what you like. Stand by what you like. Also, they are very formulaic in terms of the rivalry thing, so I think if you like that, you'll go into like it anyway. I think Brandon maybe knew he had feelings for Pat long ago, and that's why he was transferred. There's a possibility. Possibility she did know that because of how angry she was over just them in a singing competition. You're saying you feel bad for why? I've only seen up to episode 8, so I don't know if you're talking about episode 9. So if it's not episode 9 you're talking about, I'll read that comment. If not, I'm just gonna skim past it. Okay. Well, in regards to why, when we're first introduced to him, we are seeing him be chased and actually ganged up on and jumped. And something I really don't like is this whole jumping mentality that people have. So we are automatically in the first instance on his side because we're seeing that, and we also see them try to jump Pran right near the beginning. And as the episodes have transpired, it's clear what kind of antagonistic arc they're trying to give Y, but it seems like Y is more hurt by things than anything else. Problem is, he has such anger issues and such problems communicating without the use of violence or aggression, that it can be hard sometimes to sympathize with him. Especially, um, I wasn't a fan of the emotional blackmail he used on Pran, because, and you can tell by the language what he's doing there to invoke a sort of reaction. And it's one of those things, isn't it? It's, why is probably a lot more complex than sometimes I think we think he is. Because I really want to know what goes on in his private life. Because I do feel like, um, there's just so much you can unravel with why. I'd love to see like a little bit more of his backstory. They're following a Romeo and Juliet route, but I don't think they have the ending the same. How are you supposed to ensure New Year's without episode 10? Is that, I don't know. Like I said, because I'll finally be called up, I'm kind of happy. There's a break. In the, I don't want to know anything about the novel. I don't want to know. I'm not going to read any comments. You guys can talk about it. As soon as I see the word novel, I'm going to let you guys discuss. I don't want anything spoiled for me. I want to go in this completely fresh, away from the novel. But you guys can definitely discuss, because I could take these off. I could take this off and not see. Why's issues with why Pran doesn't open up to him in the first place? Well, Pran's a very, as we can see, very reserved person, and if he opens up, maybe he's afraid, um, that if he opens up too much, he's going to get hurt, because he kind of opened up to Pat, and they were getting that friendship, and then it was taken away from him. Oh, that beach scene in episode 6, I thought that was really nice between them. They just, and also when Pat spoke about how he was kind of relieved about, feeling lonely that he didn't have Pran there, even though he was relieved about the competition side being gone, he realized how much he missed him. That was a nice little touch. Want it to be that Pat's dad steals his ex best friend's boyfriend. Why are you being messy? 100% agree. He was more hurt than anything. Also, that moment in episode 8, what I found so interesting was when everything was revealed and the friendship group's reactions, they varied in varying degrees. So it kind of started from the two who looked like a couple sitting on the chairs, because one of them was really into the idea of a BO. They were shocked. Korn looked slightly disappointed that he didn't know what was going on, and then Y looked angry and vengeful, which he has nothing to be vengeful about. But it was just interesting that they showed us all these layers, and why they didn't think that people couldn't hear them when they showed us foreshadowing of Pran listening to those two, students gossiping. Has anyone read the Untamed novel? I was going to buy it so that I had something to unpack on here, because I would like to do an unpacking thing, but I realized how much it would cost to get a PO box here, like £40 a month or something like that. I was like, no. And also, you have to have people want to send you stuff. Don't worry, the novel is extremely different from the series. Feels like they took 10%. Yeah, it seems like they're doing that lately. People say that about Not Me. Like, it's complete. Then I think that was a lot changed. Oh, yes. What was your favorite advertisement so far? Since you've seen episode 7, or the money episode, as I call it. I have to say that random printer. The printer one was probably the printer one was probably one of my favorites. That was just really random. I felt like episode 8 was just advertisement, 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 advertisement. And it was funny because you could just see it coming. I guess they thought more about making up than the mics. They did. It's just Pran's such a careful person, but I guess in that moment he's also throughout the episode felt guilt because he did smack away, you know, Pat's hand with the phone and stuff like that. So I guess in that moment he just really wanted to make sure that his boyfriend, because he said it was his boyfriend, was okay. Um, no, it's okay that you didn't know that that printer part was an ad. It was one of those moments that it kind of just came out of nowhere. Also, in episode 8, I think it's episode 8, did the printers, the little capsules, did they have smiley faces on them? Was I just imagining that? To be honest, I've said this before, but even though I know Chinese, watching Chinese dramas, I'm like, whose name is who's, what's happening? Well, yeah, but they had three different names, didn't they? And if you, I stick to usually one name for the Chinese characters. People usually tend to use different names, so sometimes trying to read that, I think you get used to it though. You get used to them having more like than one title and things like that. I think the ads in Bad Buddy are honestly not as cringe as other series. True. Um, they're not as cringe, but then all ads are cringe. Um, because of the way they're done. It's because they're so clearly done. I will say they're getting better at them. I think they're also making fun of themselves for doing them. Whereas before, I think they took it very serious. And because they make so much money for these companies, I think the companies allow a little more leeway for you to have a little bit more fun. Not me probably had to drastically change from the novel due to the social political comment. Yeah, apparently they did have to change a bit. I think it's even more political, but you have to be really careful. The finger licking good ad was iconic. I feel like the screenwriter team are making side characters, including way too not why too instrumental rather than wholesome humans. Yeah, I can see what you mean by that. I honestly see what you mean by that, but that's why I wonder: is there more to why because of how instrumental he is, or it's just the idea of Romeo and Juliet and the fraction between the families and the fraught nature. I don't know because it feels like there's more to why, but we haven't seen it yet. And also I oh, there's that word deserves. Um, I wouldn't say Pan and Pran's friends are the best people to be around, but they are also very young. Like so, it makes sense why there's a lot of testosterone just flying around. But that's a weird way to say that. You think we're going to get a Geo in Bad Buddy with Party? They keep hinting at it, but you think they're actually going to make it a reality? I would really like it. I think it would be very refreshing to actually have it, especially a character like Ink. She is so strong and independent, but I'm not sure because though they highlighted it and they did do the whole Pa being clumsy when they technically went for a meal, even though it wasn't a date, they did try to show it like one because they showed the difference between the two girls being able to go out and have their freedom and people not say anything and probably not even think of the idea of a date. Whereas the two guys, if you see two guys out together and they're not with a group of males, you may think they're on a date and they had to hide it and be on the rooftop. So we'll see. Because there's a lot of pansexual, bisexuality, gay, uh, lesbian, things like that. There's a lot of pride. I need to look at the flags because there's a lot of coloring used for these characters. Courtesy names, yes, yes, yes. In the Untamed, my first language. Yeah, it can get confusing. You have to get used to it, especially when people respond with different names. I want corn and Y to be a thing. I did speak about that. That was a very strange moment when they had Y kind of fall for par, but then they had that moment with him and Corn, which I don't know if that was foreshadowing for. I don't know for a foreshadowing of them becoming friends later or something more. I don't know. It was just very strangely put in. To be honest, not me. The novel is kind of boring. The series is a lot better. Okay, especially the character's backstory. Yeah, I know they had to change, right? They had to change quite a bit of the storyline to fit, which is good. So someone has said that the novel is really, really different. I thought episode 3 of Not Me was incredibly strong. Uh, I know some people have got side character or secondary character syndrome already, or someone retracted a message. I hope we get Inkbar Endgame. I just yeah, Steffi can't see them. Oh, by the way, everyone, anyone, I've done it already, but do it again. It's Steffi's birthday, so say happy birthday, please. So you skip everything but first flukes. Okay, then you're not watching the show. But if it's not for you and you don't like whole political shoutings and stuff like that, then it's that's yeah. I like Ink a lot too. Women in typical BLs are portrayed as obstacles or villains. Yeah, I don't like the whole villain arc, although the struggle, like she's the in between the two leads. So to have Ink was really refreshing. We've had characters like her. There are other female characters that are strong, but she's refreshing because she kind of at one point calls Pat out when they're trying to do that flirt fight, him and Pran, but also straight away like said, you know, that she's not interested. And the only person she shows true affection, if you look at the way she pats someone or touches them, is Pa. Oh, happy birthday to your brother. I should say your baby brother, because that might mean that you might have more than one sibling. What are the most series that I'm uh do you know that's quite difficult? I because there are some I'm looking forward to, but not it's kind of people's reaction to it. So there are definitely the Chinese dramas I'm looking forward to watching, but not really releasing. Um, but I'm trying to think because obviously the list has changed, so now I have to remember what's coming out. Heaven Official's Blessing is I've heard so many good things about that, so I'm looking forward to watching that. Killer and Healer has had such a mixed reaction that I'm definitely intrigued why. But then if we're talking about ones that were going to be released next year, the only one that I was at all interested in was Moonlight Chicken, Midnight Chicken, Cheating Chicken food. Oh, your birthday's next week and your sister gave you COVID. There's a lot of people around me getting that. I just found out that uh, not my neighbor, but a few down has COVID and has been going to the shop and has not told anyone and then just kind of let it slip to someone. Thankfully, I haven't been around this person at all for quite a while, but and then I cough. I really hope you get better soon. I hope this your symptoms aren't bad. Part of my job is calling people on the phone, but as someone with a little bit of phone anxiety, I have to hype myself up. Yep, I understand that. I completely get that. it's not as enjoyable for some people being on the phone. Cutie Pie, Cutie Pie. Cutie Pie had an interesting. The trailer was interesting because of the whole duality of who you really are and how you represent. Kin Porsche. I need to build myself up about Kin Porsche. I have no like I had such an interest that that trailer was so good, and I've lost any intrigue. Have they released a trailer yet? Like an actual trailer, not the little things they release teasers. Um, yeah, Midnight Chicken. Hmm. That is going to be one of those ones, seen as it's pretty clear, you know, what to focus on. I don't know if Mix's character is supposed to be likable, but I wonder people's reactions to it. Because I think, is it first? That is first, right? The one with the tiny waist. Um, he's in it again, right? As yeah, that yeah, Midnight Mix on Earth was the only trailer truly interesting to me. I didn't dislike the one with Pond. That definitely had something to it. Even though we've seen the kind of mafia stuff now being done, it's still I think maybe it's the gradient, the color gradient that drew me in. You have anxiety for watching the trailer, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna be intrigued by people's um, reaction to that because a lot of people don't like cheating plots. You know, look how people reacted to "I Promised You the Moon," and seeing as I'm someone who looked beyond just that, I'm very intrigued how people are going to react to it. Midnight Cheating. Yeah, the UK is also unfortunately, but then there's so many people in the UK don't believe in COVID or just think it's a flu, like a lot, and it's usually white people, working class white people. Well, I definitely, I'm looking forward to Killer and Healer though, especially because I really do think Chinese dramas and things like that are very smart in how they get around the censorship that they have to, especially because we can always read in between the lines, although you know the ad libbing. Soulland. Okay. Oh, Soulland. Have a good evening. Take care of yourself. I live on an island of 30,000 people, and only now are we having a surge of cases. Oh wow, that is a only 30,000 people. I feel like that's just the size of my family. But I'm still worrying. I hope you keep safe. I really do. Still, make sure you keep yourself. I know you, even with that, just I don't know, monitor yourself. Just some way. Middle man's love best bed friends. What? Is the year of the mafia bosses, cheaters, and office rom-coms. In terms of Chinese one that I thought was smart in how they got over censorship, The Untamed did a pretty good job. Word of Honor. I haven't watched Heaven's Official Blessing, but they said that was good. Guardian has an interesting premise and how they get over stuff like that or what they can represent. It also shows that you don't always need the BL aspect to be in your face or right there, as long as it has a good storyline. And I think China probably does have some of the best acting. Like it's really good. But then it's usually these are actors who have trained for years and years and years. For 3 days. Wow. Xi'an. I think a lot of people were. Nirvana and Fire is pretty good, but names might be a nightmare for you. They probably will be, and I apologize now because it's not me trying to be disrespectful at all. I also know that I was supposed to watch it. Someone said to watch if you can find YouTube or other versions because there's an actor in it, obviously from Word of Honor, who was in that, and they took his scenes out. Where is that? Do you know what? I should probably look to see on the voting where that came, because some shows have really have moved down the list. I still haven't seen Young Royals. That will be um, on the list. Okay, so here is so uh, what good where'd it go? So shows that have got a nice amount of votes. Given will be up there. I've looked at the anime and the live action, so I'll try and do both. Killer and Healer got a nice amount of votes. Sleuth of Ming Dynasty, not bad. Um, 7 Days, and it's going to be the movie. I know you could break it down. Um, I think it's broken down into 3 episodes that are technically five. Long Time No See. So that's got 29. That's going to be one of the top ones out. Don't Say No has 36. Young Royals has 28, so it's high up. And The Untamed Dongyua, that's got 36. Heaven Official's Blessing has 38. So I think we know which one's going to be the next one up. They, my parents, I try and explain live streams sometimes to people, they won't get it. Hello, Miko Xavier. Swedes are your rivals. I would like to go to Sweden. I mean, I remember when I went to Norway, and obviously they were discussing this slight similarity you can get in the language, but also how different it is. I only learned recently that November in Five was actually based on a BL novel. Very surprised. Um, the only reason I wasn't surprised is because someone on one of the lives told me. So I was like, ah. Otherwise, I'm guessing I'm going to be surprised by it. I suggest you watch Peach of Time, even if you don't post it. Peach of Time is on the list. It's just now not got many votes. I mean, let's see. The voting is open to everyone. See, 313 votes. So let me see. Okay, let's see. Here it is. Copy. So these are what we're voting for, and it's public, so you should be able to. Um, I would watch Romulus. I suggest you watch Peter Time. Yeah, frick Sweden. They're the annoyed extroverts to our finished introverts. I so badly want to travel outside of the US, but it's so hard to get a job right now. Yeah. I'm currently watching Guardian. I suppose it's what's getting me going, and I don't mind it. Yeah, like I said, I really enjoyed the little arc we've got. I think was it episode 8 to 11 in Guardian. I quite like that, and it seems like they're heading into another arc. To my star two. Yep. Uh, Hi, random question. Who's your bias from BTS if you have any? Just look at your name. Though I've grown to really like all of them, but the your name says it. Have you watched Banana Fish? That Banana Fish is on the list. I really want you to watch Pure History series, but I'm not sure if they have English subs. Ah, okay. The Advisors Alliance. Okay. Uh, Good boy, it says history, so that sounds really intriguing. Just straight away. Oh, I hope you feel better soon, Sharon. Happy New Year. What is what is the show that you like that not a lot of people like? You know, there's always that show that not a lot of people tend to like, but you do. Do you have a BL series you're looking forward to for next year? Uh, Moonlight Chicken is the only one that caught my attention, and I think it was really was the way it was filmed. And then someone made a comment about how it's always the cheating plots where they get the best lighting. For me, when I was speaking about shows that a lot of people don't seem to like, I didn't hate it. I had issues with it, um, which was call it what you want. I had issues with it, but I didn't dislike it. What else was there? I've not really heard bad things, but Papa and Daddy was okay. Simplicity Chicken. How much have you had to drink, my dear? That's my best friend, by the way. Dark Blue Kiss. Okay, I like Dark Blue Kiss. People know that. Pete and Cal, I really enjoyed their story arc. Um, Son and More, yeah, they were okay. History, right or wrong? Everyone loves crossing the line, but not me. Right or wrong? Which one was the right or wrong? Was that the one where he has to go back in time? Or is that the one with the teacher and the student? Not enough or too much, I can't tell. Well, I'll join you. Here's some red wine. It's the student. Okay. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Um, I just don't like dating that young. Um, Crossing the line is great. I really liked Crossing the Line. I think they did a really good job. I would have liked to have seen season two, but that's not going to happen. I will drink for you, Steffi. It's your birthday, and I can use Christmas also as an excuse. I don't know if I'm like what I'm hearing about History Two shows. Time travel. Uh, the time travel one, I'm not explaining the best as it is. I think it was the first one where they really showed an actual kiss, an intense kiss. I liked the one. It's not really time travel. Um, I think you have to watch it really for it to make sense. Have you watched yet? Not yet, but it is on my list. Well, it's going to be on my list. So as the list I just showed you that you can vote on, by the way, it's public. You don't have to pay anything um, at all. You can just vote to help me out. Um, that will be on the list because people mentioned it for you all to vote where it can come. So of course, um, I can either say, do you want it in the top five with the other top five votes and where that comes, top 10, stuff like that. So you'll be able to, I'll give you options to vote where it places because people are talking about it. And that includes Baker Boys because I've seen clips and I genuinely quite like the humor on it. Crossing the Line is better than other stories because it's a simple to the point story. It is to the point. You are right. Yeah. Uh, and it's kind of sweet as well. Head injury and all. I don't normally like teacher student storylines, but for some reason I did. I like History 4. Which History 4? Clistia? Uh, why are you? Yeah, I didn't dislike Why Are You. Uh, yeah, no, I didn't dislike that. It got really steamy though. Really steamy. But don't forget, you can always ask questions or talk about stuff that. Don't forget, you can always ask me questions. You can also talk about shows you like here. You know, feel free to have your freedom to talk about shows as well here. Have you seen Remember 15 trailer? Um, no. I don't know what Remember 15 is. I don't know. See, I feel like people can, because I have an email, people can also send me links, to like trailers and stuff. Austin's Love. Uh, I think I'll be watching the Hong Kong version. Why Are You feels like guilt. Yeah, you know what? It sounds strange because I don't believe in guilt, or at least for me. But I understand why it would be a guilty pleasure. But I think, hmm, I think it works for me. I really, really like Cypher and Son, but I also like Z's character. I thought that, especially when he did the really sad crying moment, I thought that was really good acting from him, especially for someone who was so new. I want to just this show, not a BL though. The Gifted, the Gifted graduation. Don't worry, you're not the first person um, to suggest that. I don't have to always react to something BL. Um, you know, the straighties out there, they sometimes can have a story. But people have said the Gifted and the Gifted graduation quite a few times how good it is, and it's got a lot of the actors on it that people like Nanon, Chimon, Gunn is in it, right? But yeah, from the link that I sent, if you want to vote, that helps just me put these shows in order. Like I said, they come on Patreon first, so you will have to wait a while for your YouTube um, people. But I say that, and then Light on Me's finished. He's coming to me will be next, and I'm gonna warn you now. I like it. Um, Papa and Daddy is not long from finishing. And the Untamed. To be honest, if you all guys want me before the new year, I could put up 6 episodes, and then that would be done. And what comes after? He's coming to me. Guardian and Shameless. And also, if you look in the comment section from the link I sent you, you can also see that there are other shows that people have suggested that I can put up. Ooh, ooh, comments. I haven't seen Bite Me yet, but I sound from it a lot of people were disappointed. That's the general consensus I get. Oh wait, today's Thursday, isn't it? So technically, I have Not Me to come up and another episode of The Untamed. Hmm. Hmm. But technically, it should be He's Coming to Me today. Oh, that's going to be 4 videos uploaded, and that's going to mess up the algorithm. Uh oh. But it's supposed to be today. Do I leave it next week? I don't know why I had to say that K so prominently. The Gifted doesn't have much romance. Gun has a side romance. The main plot. Oh yeah, I'm not expecting. I know it's not a BO anyway, so So I know it's more about the students and powers and being gifted. I'm okay with shows not really having romance. That's fine with me. Yeah, Austin's Love is a remake of the Japanese one, but I think they changed elements of the story. I'm sure they did. They made it a little bit more BL. When will you? I'm waiting for your reaction. Yeah. So now I have to think about He's coming to me just because I want not me to put up today, or I could put it up tomorrow, and I could put up He's Coming to Me. I've already got He's Coming to Me on YouTube. The next episode of Not Me won't be out this Sunday. No, but I've got episode 3 ready to go up. It's actually on. If you actually search on my channel, you can see on my playlist. I've already put Not Me on my playlist. So episode 3 is technically on there. You can watch it. I didn't really enjoy and He's Coming to Me acting wise, but I love him in Bad Buddies. See now, what I can say, and before we get to Schitt's Creek, which by the way I love, it is in my top three programs along with Buffy the Vampire Slayer and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. So I can talk about Schitt's Creek. Um, I thought Ohm's acting in He's Coming to Me got stronger, especially when he had to be sad. Um, they worked really well, but he was also 17, 18 at the time. So he's grown up a lot more since then and done a lot more shows. And because he's still so young, I think he was 15 when he did, or 16 when he did Make It Right. So he's been doing it for a while now. I'm not going to watch The Shipper, so do not ask. No. Um, but no, I thought Ohm's acting got. I really thought it got better, especially Dragon. But I couldn't get over. But I really like Singto, so I really like his acting. Have you seen Schitt's Creek? Bite Me I was the only show I dropped. See, if you're dropping a show and Steffi's dropping a show, then I have to look out for that. Schitt's Creek is live. Yeah, so my best friend, who, as you can see, is called Simplicit D, who has the Wonder, uh, Catherine Hahn's character from One Division on there. She is David, and I am Stevie. That is my personality. Stevie is me. I think we're both a bit Moira. Oh, I should have worn my Schitt's Creek t-shirt. I tried watching the player but couldn't get into it. Should I get it another try? It seems like Cruel Intentions, but I didn't really like anyone. Everyone's kind of blah. I don't know anything about the player, so I love Cruel Intentions. That is a movie. But then I'm a big Sarah Michelle Gellar lover when it comes to her acting. If you've seen Omen, his older stuff, it is crazy how he's grown in his ability. Yeah. Uh I agree. Like Omen's acting, you can see getting better. But again, probably because he's getting older, he's understanding things, and his response in why he took the old roles for me was really mature and made me appreciate him as a person. I mean, I didn't dislike it. The only thing I didn't like in His Coming to Me was the ending. By the way, I'm a subscriber from India. Hello. Actually, quite interesting when I talk to people about where they're from. I get quite a few Australians, people from Germany and Austria, um, India, which is really nice that it's all over the world. Some Americans, randomly a Brit will appear somewhere, but we just sprinkle ourselves in somewhere. The Shipper was a scam. I watch it and I never thought they'd do that. I feel like they that fell in and he did he did very well. He's coming to me. Yes, you can see his imperfections in there, but I really like his rawness in there. Also, every side character is very well done. Yeah, the yeah, is the actor's name Singh? Um, his over the top nature actually works for his character. That was the intention with it. I did get a bit irritated with um, is it Chimon? His character at times, but I actually liked all of their characters. And the only thing is I'm not very forgiving. They are all really forgiving people, and if you've seen the show, you'll know why I'm saying I'm not forgiving about the ending. Um, but I don't know. I get it though. I understand. I liked Ames acting in it. After watching Until We Meet Again, which for those of you who love it, okay, it wasn't bad, but I preferred He's Coming to Me. Paint with Love. You've said Paint with Love before. Why can't I remember it? Schitt's Creek, I think, is one of the first shows. Yes, well, it's also David has a really amazing speech about him being pansexual, and he uses wine, as the analogy, and I think that was really smartly done because in real life we know he's gay, but his character's not, and he was able to represent people that probably don't feel like they've been heard. Also, no one in that town is homophobic; they just kind of go with the punches, and it's just funny. Honestly, Schitt's Creek has me laughing out loud um, all the time, all the time. And it's also nice because it's a very family orientated show because obviously the main lead, the dad who plays his dad is his dad, and the cafe owner who plays Twilight is his sister in real life. So it's kind of nice that little family dynamics, and just everyone is great. Everyone in that show. It also, I agree with you about it opening people's minds. I did originally was on a group on Facebook, but then it became very political, very right wing Trump supporting. And then the people who weren't then would fight with them. And as a Brit, I don't like popcorn, but I got my popcorn out, and I was sat there going, okay. And then I went to another group that was very left leaning, and I was like, okay. Um, I love the show too much though for those groups to really bother me. Singto did very well. Yep, he did. But then I have a little soft spot for Singto, like I do for Tool. Those two I have quite a soft spot for. The only show I am currently watching is Bad Buddy. Lucky you, I am watching Shameless, Supernatural, 3 will be free. Well, when I get off my break. History 3 Trapped, rewatch. Be Loved in House, which I'm starting to enjoy more and more. Guardian, and Bad Buddy. And Not Me. That's how many shows I'm reacting to in a week. Plus, all the shows I put on YouTube. So I was looking at the blackboard. Until We Meet Again is my favorite. I still go back to watch it. Although Win Team are my favorite ship, but I go back mainly for Fluke and Earth's acting. Um, yeah, it just I felt with I felt with Until We Meet Again. If they'd cut it by 3 episodes, I think it would have been way more easy for me to watch. There were some points that were just too extended that didn't need to be. A lot of his cooking side, and I felt that was just to help with the runtime. Fluke's acting is phenomenal. It really is. And then someone told me that he actually had a panic attack in the scene where he has a panic attack when he's on the bed, and that makes it's sad. Um, but I'm not usually like this, as people know. I'm not. I like the secondary characters, the side characters, but actually I was very much way more interested in Win Team, which shouldn't be because they're so minimal if you actually think about them in the long run. Manal's character, they just kind of dropped as well. I thought they could do so much more with Sammy. I mean, it's not terrible. It's going to be in my top 15 list until we meet again. It just, if I include audience reaction and how they speak to me, then I could drop shows down, but that might just make people unhappy. So I might just stick to a different criteria. I, Serial. I'm not sure what you mean, Noel. Who's looking forward to Between Us? Oh, yeah, Between Us. I am actually. Um, I want to see where they take their relationship because I was, like I said, I was way more invested in theirs. I really do hope that they really go somewhere with Between Us because these actors have had time to grow and they're quite good friends. So, we can get some really good scenes. For some years, I couldn't have a proper emotional reaction to any show series. He's Coming to Me was the first in a decade that made me cry. That could be why you have a bias, but there's nothing wrong with that. I've actually had a really nasty comment. Well, this wasn't really nasty. That's just being dramatic. It was very much a backhanded comment about I told Sunset About You episode 4, I think it was, because I didn't cry. Um, because apparently I seem mature. I look old enough, so fuck you. Um, and things like that. But I'm just not like that really naturally. I'm just not a cry, but I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Shows also hit me emotionally differently, like they're going to hit other people. But I think if something does make you cry, especially if you don't normally and it doesn't hit you emotionally, you are going to be more invested. Also, He's Coming to Me really wasn't that bad. I thought it was actually quite nice. And because it still had a, the sad plot of the ghost, but I liked the lighting of it. I liked the feel of it, and it didn't emotionally drain me to the point where I was tired of watching it. I actually enjoyed looking for. I looked forward to watching it. That would also be in my top 15 of BLs I watched this year as well. Fluke's acting is always amazing. Winteam's chemistry is just great from their first interaction. I'm currently watching Bad Buddy, Not Me, Yet It Has a God, and a non-BL Korean student ghost drama called Mistress. Okay. Anyone watching behind cut? Someone will be, I'm sure. Okay, I'm gonna grab another drink. Or two, or three. Wind back tattoos. I don't know. I don't know how I feel. Red wine I'm drinking. I don't know how I feel about fake tattoos. That's a lie. I don't care. Yo, cheers, boo. No, this is red wine. Tramp stamp? No, not a tramp stamp. It's an actual wings, like angel wings, like it's all the way down. Jeremy, do not say sorry. You're allowed to talk about a show you love. I've expressed this before. Um, that if you want to talk about a show on here, you have every right. This live is for people to freely just have conversations and speak and feel in a safe space. So if you want to talk about it, talk about it. I have no problem with that. So if you believe in New Year's resolutions or anything like that, do you have any? No, my best friend. Oh wait, I do need to come to your house. Listen to my best friend. Not just the Marvel night. You need to kick my ass on Mario Kart, but also other games we need to play. Also, we just need to catch up. Because I still need to give you your present and your bill that came to my house. Oh. If you had to choose a favorite. By the way, you're allowed to ask questions on here as well. Um, if you had to choose a favorite between Fear of Love, Sotus, and Dark Blue Kiss, the Holy Trinity. I don't know about that. Which one would you say is better? Oh, okay. As the Sotus is what kept me watching BLs. Um, but that would be number three. But when you look back on it, um, hmm, W Kiss's intro is a telenovela, so that in itself should be the number one thing. Um, I would say Theory of Love, then I have a real soft spot for Gunn's acting. I also did like the story behind it because I was so frustrated by Kai, and then it switched to third, and his cold demeanor. I really like Dark Blue Kiss. I'm gonna go for Theory of Love. I'm gonna go for Fear of Love. Also, Fear of Love, along with Tarn Type and Supernatural, were the first shows I put on my channel. Self care is my new resolution for years. I've just been taking care of my kids and not really myself. Oh yeah, self care. Um, Definitely. I like you said, you're taking care of your children, which is great. I still think people don't sometimes understand for those who are parents. I'm not, thankfully. I hope I'm not. I hope I'm not. I might be. But it's a hard, it's an actual job. It's hard. But you need to look after yourself as well. I think I enjoyed Fear of Love the most, but Dark Blues was my. Speaking of drinking, I love your drunk reaction to New Goal. Would you do another one with another BL couple so us single people feel vindicated in our bitterness? And you want me to be bitter and jealous? The thing is, I did one about Max and Tool, and I used the word straight, though I don't know with Tool anymore, and people got really upset. So I could do a drunk reaction. I do have some drunk shameless reactions. I did have two drunk, three will be free reactions, but episode four was a nightmare. And I think I was a little bit drunk when I did episode six of Bad Bunny. Maybe I'm lying on that. Because I did get really upset with Lewis. Who cares about him? Um, do you think Not Me will have a happy ending? I mean, though it's very political and dark, um, I don't know. I think maybe not, but with the nature of what possibly has gone on with Black and whatever it could be a sad end. I don't know. I feel like they might actually. Um, I think they might do an okay ending. I don't know, but someone said that the director usually you can't tell. I'm going to go with a happy ending. I'll go with that. Driving license is next year's skill, so I can road trip more. Yeah. Are you going to do stick shift or automatic? Get rid of agoraphobia. Healthier. Um, Sotus really is a prose poem about youth. Yeah, I personally didn't think side characters in Sotus were very well done. There was a couple, but there was a lot of other characters that were completely left to the side. Sotus is just so confident for me to watch. Off Gun while drunk. I've seen a lot of Off Gun stuff because Gun is very touchy feely, and I would know how to react. So how Off used to react would be how I would react now. Like I don't like being touched, so I just can't imagine that element. But Gunn seems like a really nice person. If only they increase the screen time, Korean BLs have the power to take over the world. Korean BLs are really good. Yeah, I do agree that I wish they could make them longer. Light on Me, look how well that did for 16 episodes. 16 episodes is absolutely fine, and the runtime wasn't too bad. Maybe I'm always drunk. I hope not. I saw one of your drunk reactions. I apologize. I like Pete Cow. I really do. Dark Blue Kiss. Your drunk reactions are always fun to watch. Um, they're fun for me, but not always for everyone. People get very upset if you talk about someone possibly being straight. Oh no. Yeah, I did get annoyed at Lewis for some strange reason. I guess I don't personally like people jumping people, and then this random person that they just included to speak up. I was like, why didn't we have him speak up many episodes before? Stick shift. I'm a stick shift person. I have a love hate relationship with Guardian. I like the character. But I can't seem to get fully into it. I can't wait for episode. Is episode 11 the story arc when they go back in time? um, I can understand what you mean, Steffi. About the characters are great as they go on. Um, the story is intriguing actually in Guardian for anyone who wants to watch Guardian because it's obviously set more modern. But it's also just intriguing how where they go because you can actually watch a lot of these episodes separately if you just want to watch like an episode. It's I've noticed that as it goes on, they start to create a story arc, like the threads interweave, but you can still watch a lot of them separately. Anyone else find F4 Thailand hilarious because of the bright wing chemistry? I haven't watched it. Nucci, not me director, usually are not predictable unlike in Blue Gun and Open movie. She could kill so they could kill um the the main characters. I don't know. Maybe Todd will disappear. What I don't like about Dark Lucas is they intentionally made Nui's character subtly feminized and Kiss Me Again. Did they? Oh. Yeah, do you know what? I need Oh yeah, yeah, I see what you mean. Sheila. Uh I mean, I expect you to get annoyed at what. The reason I got annoyed at Lewis was mind your business. Also, again, I wish they just made his character speak up a little bit more. Because then we could have got a better understanding of the group dynamics as well. And also, one of the characters was gone, and there was two new characters. I was like, I know they have a large group of friends, but where did that random person disappear to? And then they're back in the next episodes. What do you think is the reason The Untamed is considered to be top tier and maybe even a masterpiece, even though it's just bromance? I'm going to take away the word masterpiece because people use that too much about something. There's always going to be flaws in something, which is a great thing. What I liked about The Untamed was the acting is phenomenal. There is genuine story arcs in this show. You become very invested in the characters and you can change your opinion about the characters as it goes along. The setting, the cinematography is stunning, be it in actual settings or in a studio, it doesn't matter. The settings are great. If you like Word of Honor, you might catch similar settings that clearly in the studios where they did it. If you want to learn a little bit of, I guess, history, then you will. Um, and though you say it's bromance, because it's still based on a BL novel, you can pick up on those subtle hints that they do include. Like sometimes they're subtle, sometimes they're in your face. I just think The Untamed. It took a few episodes for me to get into because it is a long episode arc, but they really do make you become invested. If you like becoming invested in characters, this is the show for you. And also, if you like just beautiful cinematography and directing, this will be up there. It really is one of those shows that I think you should give it a go. And I think as it goes along, you become really invested because there's still BL elements. They just can't show it. I really like Pete Cal's storyline in Kiss Me Again and Ask I. I agree with you about. I really like Pete Cal's storyline because if you go online, I've watched a few times now the actual storyline from the beginning from Kiss Me, where yeah, and then Kiss Me Again. But you can see just how much the actors have also grown, even though Nui's kissing abilities will never leave you wanting more. Episode 11. Oh, yeah, yeah, yep. I've seen episode 11 and 12, so it's not spoiler for me. I tried a full Thailand and could not get into it. To be fair, I can't get behind love stories that start with one person bullying the other. Uh, I get that. I get that. That's kind of like Make Our Days Count. I didn't like the beginning of that. Definitely watch it. It's top tier because of the plot and also the chemistry. I still love Mutant Garden too much. See the Thailand version, but it's also 6 minutes of movie after. I tried to convince him, but when I found out the girl who's playing the love interest of when he's just 17 years old, I drop it because the rest of the cast is in their 20s and she is a teen. I can understand that. It can make you uncomfortable. I completely get that. I gave up after 10 something episodes for The Untamed. For me, The Untamed, I think it was episode 8 that got me interested, but it was actually episode 13 that I really became invested. I personally preferred Word of Honor, but again, it really also does depend on if you do reactions, like how people react. I The negativity of The Untamed also kind of just made me take a step back. I still enjoyed the show, but it makes you kind of go, oh, is it worth it? The age of consent is 15, but I mean she's still 17. So a lot of people, if you're not around that age frame, we're gonna feel uncomfortable. I think 16 is technically um, the age of consent here for men and women, as in opposite sex parents. I think same sex is 18. It used to be 21. I mean, at least they got Bright and Win on their straight pairing. They can be their straight selves. I prefer Word of Honor too. Word of Honor is just top tier for me. Their relationship is all pieced together. They showed so much. Also, the what they could get away with in Word of Honor, I still I like. It's fun. Like knowing what they could get away with. You are right. It's too bad it was cut short. Was it 9 episodes? Because of their funding. There's so much potential that we didn't get to see. I still loved it, but I understand that I also have to be honest and say, with it being uh, cut down, there are elements that are rushed together, and you can't take that away. You have to be honest and open and say it's a shame. I mean, I'm 17, and being with a 20-year-old seems so wrong to me, but so does being with an 18-year-old. I mean, but also you're saying you're 17 and 20 it's out of your teens in that terminology. Um, I mean, I'm not even going to touch the idea. No. The script for Word of Honor are just too enjoyable for me. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, I can imagine, like, especially when they had to ad lib, not ad lib, voiceover things as well, how enjoyable knowing. Who the fuck is that? Oh, you're messaging me. Okay, it's you. You changed your picture. Sorry, that was my best friend leaving me a message because I can't put this on aeroplane mode. Doesn't work. um, the original non-edited scripts for Word of Honor was even more romantic. Oh yeah, I mean, Word of Honor. Like when you watch Avenue X's video, it's actually a lot of fun. Like when she goes through everything. Forgive me. I'll forgive you if you have a drink with me. Oh yeah, they definitely had to edit the script. We and then yeah. Also, we don't know exactly what's going on with other um, the other BLs. I would like inverted commas because obviously they can't show that element. But I'm intrigued what they're going to do with other shows if they're even allowed to release them. Would know about romances, never had one. Oh yeah, word of honor. I think you could show anyone that show, and you would have people smirking. Definitely, I feel like the word of honor. Genuinely, you could get anyone to watch, and they would just really smirk. Yeah, it's generally really enjoyable. You just flirt like crazy. They even get called out at points. Um, is there any show you dropped watching in the middle? You know, oh, that's another show. I didn't mind Ton Hon Chon Tea until the last episode. I thought the last episode was pointless. Um, any shows I dropped watching in the middle? It's very hard for me to drop a show because I do reactions. I feel if I weren't doing reactions, then there's probably quite a few I might have dropped. But because I do reactions, I just can't. I just have to finish a show. Otherwise, I get very itchy and uncomfortable. I need to finish it. I know there are a few BLs getting into the thriller genre, which is nice. I personally want an apocalyptic BL drama. What genre would you like? Genre. Well, I love horrors, so I'd love to see a lot more horrors, and that includes slashers, psychological, I guess, thrillers. I would like to see something like a zombie BL. I don't know how that would work. But that apocalyptic does sound very interesting, just because where they can go with it is just, and also, hmm, I guess it's how they would incorporate it because it's very hard now because a lot of the BL actors we like are really shifting away from doing BL, so we're getting the new cast, and I wonder like what kind of training goes into that. I know no one is doing top 10 list videos anymore, but I'd love to know your thoughts on like the top 10 best and worst BL tropes. I mean, doing um, a top 10 list actually could be fun. Um, I'm trying to think of all the tropes because I need to look up because some I think are tropes probably wouldn't be considered tropes. I didn't really care for trilogy, but I loved Chon and also Iron Knight. Oh yeah, Iron Knight. That weird fake kissy moment was really weird. But then I don't think those two actors are talking right now. Maybe they are, but the history one is about the Three Kingdoms period, which you might have heard about. I feel like I have. I love history. I really do. So I may have. I would like to see an alien BL. Yes, an alien BL. Let's see what they can do with that. A zombie BL apocalypse would be a dream come true. Yeah, it'd be quite fun to see just a different style, something so different. I just don't know how people audiences would react. It's like I'm also hoping once Bad Buddy finishes that people really pick up or start to pick up Not Me as well. I wouldn't mind some more BLs in the direction of Manner of Death, yes, but it always depends on the. Well, I'm hoping there's going to be a Manner of Death 2 or something with them. But yeah, style of Manner of Death is really something I like. Isn't the lovely isn't the Lovely Writer special episode going to be horror? The Lovely Writer episode special already came out, I believe. We're trying to look for it where it's the full reaction and not split up was really difficult to find, so I haven't reacted to it. Have you watched We Best Love? I have. Both We Best Loves are on my YouTube channel. I really liked it. The couch scene was very well done. I do think Fighting Mr. Second I preferred over the first one, but I really liked both. I'm just a sucker for cliche romance dramas, but I do think I would watch a good horror one, provided it's not too weird for my taste. Yeah, you have to see where they go with horrors. I feel bad for the. Oh, I don't know what you just sent to me. Um, um, I like We Best Love. I thought the first one better for me. Yeah, I see. That's what I like. That you like the first one. I personally like the second one, but I also always like more of a adult professional setting. I always will. That's why I preferred Sota's S series over Sota's. Oh, the Chris Mike drama. You are my favorite. I know Chris gets a very bad rep. I feel like God, Chris, and then maybe Nui are like the three least liked who have done BLs. Um, nah, nah. I just something about Chris and then the Mike drama that he has going on backstage. It's like, I can't see these two pulling off. For now, I could be completely wrong, and I hope I'm wrong, but I just can't see them pulling off playing non-straight characters that well. But I hope I'm wrong. Crossing the line is the only Taiwanese BL I don't find the accent too. That's actually something. Um, that's a good thing you bring up. Could you explain why you don't find the accent irritating? Because I think it would be good as someone who you speak Mandarin. I don't know if you speak Cantonese, but the fact that you're talking about the accent, I think it's really important for someone who understands the language. Why you could find it irritating. I thought Chris clearly needs the money, even though he's done quite a lot of non-BLs. He can't. He must have made quite a lot of money because they've been popular, right? Like he's still very popular. Why did he come back? Well, absolutely, in general, I prefer more adult themes. Yeah, but I still think We Best Love did a really good job with the first series. I wish they brought back that he's best friends. I wish they had been in an episode. I was kind of surprised with the pairing. I heard Mike Tops had a fallout. Yeah, yeah. Finally been able to report the scandal thingy. I haven't read about it. Oh, he's able to. Hmm. Actually, I'm not going to get into that territory because I. uh, be careful. I'm not going to watch Chris Mike. I don't like either of them. I don't know why. Well, also New is dating another girl, but we knew he liked women. He was very clear about his preferences, and also he's one of the worst kissers in a BR I've ever seen. Like it's very clear that he was uncomfortable in that element. He still did. I still liked him in Dark Blue Kiss, but you can see the uncomfortability factor. But I don't think he's a bad person. He's just I don't know. People don't seem to like him. Speaking Mandarin, but the tones are a bit different. Actually, people from yeah, that's the same for if you go to Italy and other places. Yeah, as you spoke about tones and provinces being different, and it is really interesting when you go somewhere just how someone speaks. Just how different. tones and just speaking is. And Singto left GMTV. I think Singto leaving was the smartest thing he could do because the shows he's been able to do are so different from what GMMTV usually do, even in the comedy moments. And he seems to be thriving and being able to just do a lot of stuff. They still advertise Chris Singto. They always will. Their pairing is still popular to this day. So they will still do have them together, and they're still really good friends. So it's not as if they had a fallout or they don't like one another. They get on. For anyone interested in Detroit Evolution, yeah, a lot of the BL actors are in relationships. A lot of them actually, and that's good on them. Like if that's, I really like New a lot. Yeah, yeah. So he can file for defamation. Connor and Hank. I don't know. I didn't know who Connor and Hank are. It is really interesting you guys bringing forth other shows, that I can look into. I like New. There's nothing wrong for a straight actor to be himself. Yep, 100%. He never did or said anything. Yeah, I also think some people have to remember that it's okay for a straight actor to play a non-straight role, just as vice versa, and it's their life, and not to get. This is why you got to be careful not getting too invested in the actors. Yeah, get invested in the characters, like the characters. Oh yeah, the bad joke. Yeah, my parents. I have no idea what my she just called me. Are you still on that call with that English guy? That English guy. Thank you so much. British. Um, if you have to get off, Steffi, um, what was your first BL? Yours was Scum Norwegian season three. Um, hmm, it's really difficult because um, what do you classify as a BL? Because there has been debates that it should only be because it comes from Asian shows that it should be an Asian show. If we're also incorporating, I guess, Western shows, then technically the first kind of BL element I actually watched was Ollie and Christian from Verbiton Liebe, if that counts. If we're talking about them from Asia, it would be, I don't remember. I I remember watching one where one was a pilot and he liked someone. There was quite a few series of that, and then I saw the White and is it Night one? What was that called? Addicted. Yeah, yeah. I remember all about Addicted. Oh, your grandma wish you a happy birthday. Yeah, I'm trying to think if like incorporating BLs in if if we're including Western ones, then yeah, it would have been Virgin Libe because I watched that at university. But in terms of Asian BLs, Lovesick is what I remember, but I'm pretty certain I watched like shows way before that. But it's the one that sticks in my mind. Maybe because it was a series. I believe the only reason I remember that Dark Blue Kiss was my first BL was because I watched Kiss Me. Yeah, do you know what? Um, I know what you mean because you could watch all three together. I watched them when they first came out, and you knew the Pete and Cal storyline was going to be picked up. Yeah, you just can always tell. What is the one BL you suggest others to watch? That's a really difficult question because oh, it's. I personally would say I Told Sunset About You. I just feel like if you want to watch a cinematic, breathtakingly well done show, that would be it. It's really difficult to say though because it really depends on your style that you like. I really do feel like it really depends. But I Told Sunset About You. I really feel like it's a great stepping stone, but it's so new as well, and there's so many from before. Because Sotus is what kept me going, and then I would say Together with Me was what shocked me the most. I didn't think they would ever show that type of sexual tension between people, but then you watch Tool and Max act, and they just go all out. There are a lot of flaws in the show, but Together with Me was also, fun. Oh, Will and Sunny from, yeah, I know what tape you're talking about. I remember watching that too. And then the actor left, and they got another actor, and then they killed the character off, and then he came back with memory loss, and now they both left again. Actually, for a while, the character of Will, the actor, that was my type. Yeah, they could really really dominate with their acting in the BL industry. It just will never happen, or at least not in our lifetime. My first BL was Together, although I don't like it as much as I used to like it at the point. I believe it brought a lot of popularity for BLs. Um, I personally do not like Together, but I know why people do and why it got popularity. So you are right. It really and it gave way to Game Boys coming out. Yeah, healthy relationships. Mhm. It depends. I'm not a big fan of people using red flag, green flag because they're only using it now, and a lot of people tend to use that terminology, highlight the popular things, but then themselves are quite toxic. But healthy relationships can be very problematic in shows like this. They've gotten better in BLs as time's gone on. See, I Promised You the Moon, I prefer over I Told Sunset About You. I've said this many times on lives, but again, I've always been way more into adult themes, and I actually could understand both sides because I've been both sides. Also, if you think about I Promised You the Moon, they are still only in episode one now. If you follow the timeline, yeah, unfortunately for soaps, especially American ones, it's they do British ones actually. Let me not say British ones are any better. They've just got this way of over dramatizing everything, and everyone goes through these traumatic experiences that you think really like this much, and it's just so up and down with characters. Hmm. I liked Lovely Writer at the beginning, and then I think it fell into the tropes it was trying to bring awareness to, which made me a bit sad. Lovely Writer is um, Chinese. The only potential lift of the BL ban I can think of is the government to monopolize the production of sexuality related storyline. Yeah. Plus, they've also now banned you can't any feminine looking or acting people on TV, men on TV, right? So I guess you're right. If they can monopolize it, then there's a potential lift of the ban. I Lord, see, I wouldn't. Well, with my age and just people I know, no one I know, including my best friend, would not watch a BL. They just wouldn't be into it. They actually already thinks I'm a bit strange for watching them, and I was like, yeah, I don't care. Um, like, people around me wouldn't watch this, but I don't know if that's just a British thing. 1,000 stars. I well, yeah. If you're gonna get someone into, I think 1,000 stars is also a really good BL to get people into. It's interesting that people are so drawn to Bad Buddy, like they really are. I guess a lot of people do really like that lightly lit, acted. Um, I'm not sure how to explain Bad Buddy, but um, it's interesting because it's giving me the same vibe that Together gave me. If you hate 1,000 stars, you can hate it. I remember you speaking about it before. I don't think there's anything wrong with disliking a show. If it doesn't sit well with you, th- then I think that's absolutely fine. And I think people need to allow other people to dislike shows. Like if you dislike it, it's completely fine. I like having a back seat, um, watching people enjoy Bad Bunny because I don't feel the same like a lot of people do. I like it, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm only at episode 8. I've noticed with Earth, they do try to age him up a lot. I know he's 26, 27, but I think in um is it Midnight Moonlight M Chicken that he's supposed to be 30 something? And he's, yeah, but in the technical uh My Dear Loser, Nanon's character was straight, so yeah. Um, yeah, again, I do like darker themes. It's hard though. It's really hard. I find it really difficult to compare Bad Buddy and Not Me. They are so different. I feel like they don't even fall into any categories really that are similar. So I find that really hard to compare both of them, even though I'm watching both of them around the same time. Because obviously, Not Me is so different to Bad Buddy. Bad Buddy really. Do you know? It's the style of filming as well. Really does remind me of Together. It's quite even in its darkest moments. It's still bright. Not Me isn't bright. Oh yeah, I remember asking everyone what their New Year's resolution was and didn't say mine. I don't really have any, but I know for January it's no crisps or Americans or chips, um, no chocolates, no drink. It's Monday to Friday gym, Saturday and Sunday apps that I've got at home. Get back down to 65 kilos. I make it sound like I'm much more than that. I'm like 67, but still. Mm. I just really like where Not Me, if it continues to go where it's going. You are right that technically BL is a subgenre because the actual genres are, as you said, thriller, mystery, romance, and then the BL element comes into it. Also, Manner of Death was clearly more of a thriller, romance, slight romance show. Once showed your lesbian friend a picture of the very female actor I liked, and she said, "I can see why you like him because the actor had short hair." um, yeah, man, it does keep you guessing, not me. That's what I like. I do like not knowing and being having to guess. I guess I have no idea acting. That's why I was so interested in what you, as an actor, had to say about Nanon's acting is really good, by the way. He's very, very subtle, and he never, if you even when they're arguing, he's never too over the top. The most over the top he really does is sometimes the way he does a facial reaction, but that's a very rare thing where his jaw comes down lower, but that's very rare. His acting is very subtle. He is a method actor, which is not something I'm too fond of being around. But method actors are usually the best actors because they're so immersed in the character that you really believe this character is true and alive. And his acting really works because we can get all the emotions without being over the top. Because obviously, when you act, you have to act in a box. And also, what's really good is they ad lib, which you can tell when they ad lib. You can see on the actors. Also, they use silence. They use the right amount of silence. Man of Death is a top for me too. I love Man. Inkpa. Yeah, I think a lot of people are invested because it's actually nice to see a female parent. It really is. So who I no see. I think Sean is very suspicious, but it's hard to truly tell because does he know about Black having a twin? Um, what is the person who owns the garage? Gumpa? Um, I think he knows. I think they all have suspicions that something's not right. Uh, but I think we might. I think we need two more episodes for it to really sink in. Here and then on Get Praised is your king. Well, you keep up that king, that's your king. You're 17, so I can't say what mine is. Also, I'm just so intrigued by Todd. You know, with his nice little rich penthouse. Oh no. Then you have to watch Korean BL The Method, which is about method acting. So it is Gunpar. Yeah, he also, don't forget, he spoke about how he trained Black to shoot guns and things like that. And when you watched White be so fearful of the gunshot, I think that was a very clear indication for him that this is not the person he trained. If you're training someone and they're completely different when they come back, something is clearly not right. We also don't know, or I don't know, who knows that Black has an identical twin. Well, Todd asks way too many questions. Even if he's not supposed to be the bad guy, and he's supposed to be a red herring, he asks way too many questions about the group and White finding stuff out and how desperate he is for him to be Black. Everyone's talking about actors they like, yeah. Well, Gunn, um, definitely love him as an actor. Um, I like Tay, PP, Bilkin are really, really amazing. I need to see more of Nanon because imagine if this is what he's like now, what he could be like in just a few years. Oh, I am glad I gave Bad Buddy a go because I was starting to get turned off by people on Twitter. So I've blocked quite a lot of people, not because I dislike them as people at all. I don't know them, but toxic nature on Twitter when you're wanting to enjoy a show is very detrimental. Like I really see why Twitter is not well liked. Um, and also, if I take away Twitter, I can enjoy a show without ever having to go and look online. And all I need to do is post when my reactions are up. And the way Gunpowder introduced himself and decided to teach White again, he knows. There's something about it. Someone will have to know. Um, it just depends on what level of suspicion they have about White. Also, it seems like Black, it's just going to get confusing with their names, doesn't usually lose in a fight, or at least not that easily. So I thought that was a big red herring for all of them. And sorry, just saw a comment. Yeah, I don't know what goes on with Discord, and it just for some reason Discord's links they seem to run out really quickly. I mean, it's not. I wish people would speak themselves and have their own conversations on there. Have you started watching the Devil's Judge? No, but that is the next thing that I will start to react to. So, um, either History or Beloved in House will be the next things I finish, and or three will be free, and then it will be Devil's Judge. But yeah, if you want to go on the Discord and go on the Not Me site and just talk about stuff on that episode, people are free to do that. Also, you're free to also go on the question section and ask people questions. Huh. Your link takes me to Discord, but it tells me there's literally nothing there. Hmm. Let's try this. Blight. Um, three will be free. Hmm. Okay. I expressed earlier, Neo is probably one of my least favorite characters, but I really like that I don't like him. Um, I wish, I wish with the character of Shin, they would do a proper representation. I feel like why not make him pansexual, bisexual? Uh, he clearly has attraction to Mew. We know. I don't know. I feel like they're not doing a good job in representation. That's my main issue about the show. I like that they're showing a dark, underseeded belly of that type of society or that type of world. Where are all these random people? Ah, that's a happy birthday to you, Steffi. Oh, by the way, I am taking a 3 week break. I'm started my second week, but I say I'm taking a break. I still have Bad Bunny to react to. I will also have to react to episode 4. 3 will be free. Also, I will be reacting to Untamed and Word of Honor behind the scenes. A few of those. I was going to do the Untamed concert, but concerts are very hard to react to. So my break consists of me saying I'm on a break and then I'm still editing and doing some shows. That's what I consider a break. Oh, I just realized I just want to watch First Take on. I was like, First Take is a show. You went first, yeah. Um, yeah, it's not really a break. Um, but if I don't at least if get all of that, I'll constantly keep getting asked by people, and I'd rather get it out of the way, the behind the scenes stuff, because obviously there's other shows. This is a break for me from watching 7 to 8 shows a week to technically one because not me's on a break, and also I get really um itchy if I don't start doing stuff. I was scrolling through my YouTube randomly. I YouTube and randomly I found your reaction to Chimmin and V's friendship. Yeah, that was one of the. I put that up a long time ago. Um, yeah, that actually got a good viewing, and then obviously I did more BLs and algorithm wise, it took away anything when it comes to BTS. Yeah, with the nicknames, it is interesting because there's a character called Toto in Bad Bunny, and I go straight to the Wizard of Oz. Why is not me on a break? It's the new year, so they're taking a break for the new year, and then they'll be back. Oh, pure love. No, I like BTS. You fought for several. I kind of want them now to say um, several weeks just to see how people would react. Random, but the actor Perth, yeah, I know. I know about his YouTube channel. I found his YouTube channel before I actually watched My Engineer. I also know some of the people who run his lives. Maz, I know Maz. Yeah, Perth, I consider a polyglot. He speaks 3 languages fluently, but he probably could speak more. Very intelligent, from what everyone says about him. He actually seems to have a very nice fan base. I've never seen any toxic nature from his fan base. But I don't know all of them. And I know Perth does gaming uh, lives and stuff like that. He knows all about that because he does Animal Crossing and stuff like that. Pokemon, 10 languages. Wow. You say that, but to be a polyglot is a wonderful thing. To express yourself in multiple languages, it means you can communicate, you can get to know people, and people generally really appreciate you trying to learn their language a lot because it takes a lot of effort. Oh no, he's in Kin Porsche. He's back in Kin Porsche. I mean, languages are very difficult if you think about it because you have to look at tones, intonations, stuff like that. My first, what we call secondary school. So my first year would have been Spanish. Then my second would have been French. My third would have been German, and then I got to pick 2 languages, and I picked Italian and Norwegian because I've just come from Norway. Before I went to secondary school, so and I loved it there. Yes, there is going to be an episode of Not Me. Technically, if you actually go onto my channel now and go onto my playlists, it's on there already. I just haven't made it public, but you can still watch it. I think what I might do for He's Coming to Me um, is put it up next week so that I have no backlog. I don't want to put 4 episodes up today because it really messes the algorithm. And that's frustrating for me because, you know, you want to get views and likes. Swedish, Finnish, English, Spanish, German, near fluent Korean. Oh, okay. And working on Chinese and Thai. Wow. And they're all so different as well. You clearly have an affinity for languages and it really works for you. I can remember I had a workshop with the actor Asa Butterfield, and there was this lovely person. She's from Belgium, and I think she knew 7 or 8 languages at that point. Was she from Denmark? No, I think she's from Belgium. Uh, um, the Gifted next year. Good luck. I have like 30 shows to watch. Asa from Sex Ed. Yep, I've met him a few times. He's a really, really nice guy. Very tall. Um, he works with my agent. Like he does workshops and online things with my agent. And he's a really nice guy from the times I've spoken to him. There's more people that get on with him. He's quite shy. And I'm not a very interactive person. In that way, I kind of people think I'm very standoffish. But he's actually a very nice guy. Very, very down to earth. Really down to earth. And is always happy to speak to people. And he like he's taken some of the fellow actors on set to watch Sex Ed when it was in its season 1, series 1, season 1. I'm glad that you're talking about intonation and pronunciation because obviously it's very difficult. 30 is not that many. You say 30 is not that many. Some episodes I'm reacting to are 30, 40 plus. So it just depends. And I only react to those episodes once a week and it's 2 episodes. So it's about just when it comes about. You saw, well, to be honest, I put a link up to where you can vote because the watch list is going to change. Um, so it's wherever it falls in the voting scheme of things, really. So if you want to vote for it, you can vote. I'm gonna say I probably will close it around the 4th because that way I can look at the list, change the list, and there we go. Maybe the 4th or the 5th of January because I also need to create the poll for the other shows. That gives you at least 4 or 5 days to vote. And it's free. Like the list I created, you don't have to pay to see a list. It's literally public. It's a lot of shows when people are expecting you to watch them. Yeah, and you do want to give the people watching your stuff what they want, but then you also, if you ever want to do reactions and stuff like that to anyone out there, is you do have to take a step back sometimes and say, well, I have to take time for myself. But yeah, sometimes you get people asking you to watch stuff and watch stuff and watch stuff, and that's why Bad Buddy got pushed up because everyone was talking about it, and clearly, seeing as it works for the views. Let's find the list. I'll find you the list that you can vote on. There it is. Oh, bye bye. Um, take care. How do you feel about Bad Buddy? Honestly, I don't think you guys were the ones who hyped it up. Um, it was the reaction of people online. I like Bad Buddy. I think it's got a great the acting is really good. Um, I thought episode 5 deserved the praise that it got and the issues it kind of raises. Is it my favorite BL I've ever watched? No, but I also didn't expect it to be. It's still very well done. Also, I'm just because I've seen Ohm do BLs before. I'm more impressed by Nanon because and I've seen them talk about one another in their interviews, and they because they're such good friends and they have such a great chemistry that seeing him seeing them act together is really nice. When you have a friend, especially because BLs can be very difficult because we have to remember that acting with a friend is it's very difficult because you have to be intimate. Like they have to kiss and do intimate things, and they are friends, and that's always going to be uncomfortable. But they really excel in being able to do it. And I wonder for Omi, it's because he's got one of his best friends acting with him, and because Nanon is a method actor, he really knows how to bring a character to life. So they really bounce off one another really, really well. I think a lot of people in their fields with Bad Buddy. I think it resonates for a lot of people, and also I think Papa people just find it really sweet. Is it harder to act with a friend or with a friend? Much harder to act with a friend, especially if you're close friends, um, because they're a good friend, and it feels like a boundary almost being crossed because when you even though you're acting, it's still intimate moments and stuff like that. Also, they're your friend, and you have to kind of take away that element of it. To do it with a stranger is really easy because you have no connection to them. So they are in that moment the character. You don't know them that well outside of that, of when you're acting on a show. For me, they did a podcast recently. Yeah, I haven't listened to the podcast yet, but someone on Patreon did leave me a link to watch. And they said it was a really good thing to just sit down and get to know them a lot better. Yeah, they seem to have a really good friendship. So I think that also because there's lots of behind the scenes, I imagine, so that really helps people really like it as well because you're seeing actual friends act together and have fun, and also they do a lot of ad libbing from what people are saying. So that's also fun because it means they're creating the characters. They're not just looking from pen paper to then just screen. They're creating these characters as well. It's also not as easy as you think being an actor because you put yourself out there and that leaves you open to be criticized. And some people could be extremely loving about your acting, some people could be extremely vicious, and it's how you then internalize that and either grow from it or take the good and the bad. I think they're gonna be super happy though with how popular the show is because I think for them as well, it's going to give them longevity even more so in their career because BL usually I would say like the lifespan for the actors isn't that much. They tend to want to move on, which I think is totally fine. It's and it shows you that these two actors can move on. They could do other BLs, but they could also go and do other stuff, and people would still watch them, enjoy what they do. Which BL couple has the best chemistry? Hmm. I think Max Tool have some of the best chemistry. Uh, but it also depends if you're talking about outside as well, because I think Off-Gun have great chemistry. Um, the two leads from We Best Love have really good chemistry. Hmm. Clearly, and Nanon have great chemistry. Otherwise, people wouldn't love the show. Mugol, yep, yep, they do have good chemistry. But yeah, I would say if we're looking at off screen, not just acting, Off Gun and Maxwell seem to have such a great friendship. And because we don't know if these actors like each other or not, you have no idea because they're acting. But it feels like they have a genuine friendship and concern for one another. I feel like can finally put his saga. Yeah, that was um that was really unfortunate for them. But it feels like wants to actually be an actor, and the other actor also um didn't, and it was like a passing time. Personally, killing Healer's main one off screen. Did you see that golf show? It went viral on Twitter. No, I haven't watched um anything to do with golf or Mew since I watched the special of Can't Type. So I have no idea what they've been up to. Who said in a recent interview he's much more confident about himself after playing Pad? Probably because he put a lot into the character. And again, Nanon being a method actor, as much as I'm not a fan of method acting, does he really brings the results. It really pushes you as an actor to also match that level. And you can really see where Um's grown as an actor. And again, they're still so young. They're both 20, 21. Imagine where their career can go and where it's already at this age. Because also, I know Nanon sings, and it's a really good singer. So he also has that option. Oh, they're 21. There we go. 21. Now they can legally drink in America. But they're so young. They have so much that they can still achieve. It seems like Mugolf have been working on their music careers separately. I imagine they have been. I know Mew has released a few songs, right? And I do think Golf's um, rapping is really good. I don't see them coming together for a BL because of their careers. Nanon plays the guitar, and from what I someone said, Ohm plays the Thai xylophones, guitar, and a few other instruments. Right? I think they both play a few instruments. It's also something that they teach if you want to be an actor. You should sing, you should dance, you should play an instrument, you should be able to act and know about business, which I know they yeah. Yeah, Nanon's expressions are very well done. Also, something they both did really well um, was the scene when they're doing about the play. How they did that moment between them. I actually really liked Owen's acting in that moment. And he really was, for me, the most interesting out of the two in that moment when he's reading like the scene. Hello. Just joined. So I'm repeating the question, but have any of you watched the trailers? If so, what series are you looking forward to? I'm the only one that really appealed to me was Midnight Mix Earth. So you said you want to see um, Nanon on Gun in something in a show. Is there any other actors you would like to see? It doesn't have to be a BL pairing, but in a show together. Just bring them for people. Okay. Yeah, Mix definitely knows how to do emotional scenes. I agree. He it's what he works. Some people are just better at that stuff. I would see Mew and Tool. That's because they've been friends for years. They actually would be good. Ah, from Turkey. Happy New Year. Weird enough, seeing it whenever I see someone from Turkey. When I was younger, in London, I moved to a school that was predominantly um, they were either Turkish or Kurdish, or they were um, Afro Caribbean or from Africa. So it was really nice to see every single Turkish person in that school because when I was younger, I was darker skinned and I had only like the moustache and stuff like that. Every single person asked me if I was Turkish. Even when I went to Turkey a few years ago, when I didn't wear my glasses and stuff like that, my hair's a bit shorter, I get asked. Or I get asked if I'm Greek or sometimes Italian. Have you ever been tempted to do any hate watch reactions? Like so many other reactors, Twilight, ugh, 50 Shades of nothing. Um, or the swath of terrible. Oh, right. Do you know what? I never have thought of doing a hate watch. That could be fun. Um, but I'm not sure what show I could hate watch. Um, oh, that could be fun. I could do that. I just have to remind people not to get too upset. But F it. Oh, I could do a hate watch. That could be fun. I could get my friend on that. She would do a hate watch with me. If you, I'm really nice. She would outright just like, um, yeah. Regarding what happened to him is good. You look, yeah. Um, yeah. Being young, I remember a girl coming up to me. Her name was, uh, is it Zaina? Zainab? Zara? Maybe. Talking about me being Turkish. And she said, because I've got bright blue eyes, not grey, they're blue. And she said, because you have bright blue eyes. And I was like, I really? I've not really seen many Turkish people with blue eyes. My ex had, who was half Turkish, had hazel eyes. But yeah, it was interesting going to Turkey and them asking me if I was Turkish. And I was like, not that I know of. I get asked if I'm Arabic sometimes, half. Hate watch, I've never seen one. I would put High School Musical on that hate watch list for you. I probably would hate High School Musical, but I probably hate that so much. I definitely would have to be drunk to do a hate watch. Just pick one that everyone hates. Do a list of least liked shows. Cervic wit. You may like my wit, but a lot of people think I'm being offensive when I'm just really dry and sarcastic. People ask me if I dye my hair because I've got black hair, and it really throws people off. Most people have blue eyes in Turkey, especially your dad. Thank you for saying that. Then okay, because I'm not joking. Every person in my school, and there was at least 400 Turkish people slash Kurdish people, because obviously some were. Uh, None of them had blue eyes. Not a single one of them. So I didn't know. I thought that was really strange because when she said it to me, I was like, but no one in this school who's Turkish has blue eyes. Not a single one of them had blue eyes. So I was like, oh, okay. And then when I went to Turkey, I didn't really look at people's eyes. You know, the thing I was, the only thing that I remember being shocked about was my best friend saying, oh, they have lots of corn. They have like stands for corn. And I missed literally seeing 10 stands of corn in a row. I think I didn't have my glasses on. So yeah, okay. So a lot of people do have blue eyes. A random waiter in Spain once thought I was French, and I started speaking French. Oh, yeah, I got that once. I looked when I was at university. Someone said I looked like an angry Frenchman, and I didn't know what that meant. Take care. Bye bye. Yeah, hi, Janae. Apparently, I use sarcasm too much because often my friends have to ask if I'm serious. Yep, yeah. You might be British secretly, Steffi. Just make it Patreon exclusive drunk hate. I could start doing drunk hate watches once a month for Patreon. I had to decide what tier, probably the BL lover tier and up. Um, that means I have to get your suggestions on hate watches. In Asia, I look white, but in Europe, generally, I look Asian. Yeah, that must be really frustrating because you're mixed. So that's got to be quite annoying for you. Like in Asia, you look white, but in Europe, they think you look Asian, and then trying to explain to people. I saw that, not for hate watch, but you might like The Witcher. That's with Henry Superman. My friend knows about the game. She's a big gamer, so she did explain it to me a little bit. She did say I would like it. But yeah, it's interesting because people get very shocked when I tell them I'm Irish. They don't see it at all. Sometimes I get Spanish, but if I tanned, I get a lot more. Are you Greek? Are you Turkish? I get a lot of Jewish comments. I'm not Jewish, not that I know of. But yeah, I once got asked if I was Indian by someone online, and I was like, huh? Um, but yeah, no, it's usually Turkish, Greek, anything Mediterranean, really. Everyone thinks I look Spanish, but I'm not. When I was studying abroad in Valencia, Spain, when I said I couldn't Valencia or Castilla. Yeah, if you're talking about Kurdish people, yeah, they don't have coloured eyes. Honestly, it really was a mix. I remember growing up, many, I don't know how it is now, um, but I can remember some of them not being like they had to secretly be friends because of their parents. So we're talking about generational. But yeah, I didn't know about Turkish people really having blue eyes. I've dated a few Turkish people, but every single one of them has either had hazel eyes or brown eyes. But the hazel eyed person was also part Irish. In the Netherlands, they always assume I'm Dutch. That's fine, and you speak the language, so yeah. You work with a lot of Irish people. Well, I'm what it's a weird terminology to say this. I'm considered in a one a phrase of it's called Black Irish because I'm pale with black hair, bright blue eyes, and compared to someone like what was that actor's name? Colin Farrell, who's tan skinned, brown eyes, dark hair. But yeah, people don't think I'm Irish. But then if you see my family, we have some gingers, and they look very Irish. And surprisingly enough, I never thought one of my sisters looked Italian until I went to Roma and then everyone looked like her, just a taller version. I was really shocked. It's interesting that where people think you're from, um, because when people try to guess, because some people are so afraid to ask if you're from somewhere because they don't want to insult you. But it's interesting, to find out people's histories. What do you know about here? I have been to Turkey. Um, I really liked it. We went to the market I think we were in Istanbul. Um, it was interesting though because obviously they were really friendly. I can't say no because obviously growing up with Turkish people here, a lot of them were born in Turkey but raised in the UK or first generation, and they were kids, and kids are never kind. But they were really friendly. They thought my best friend was my girlfriend, which made us both laugh. They really liked to give her treats. Um, there was a lot of homeless dogs, but the big dogs. And we traveled and we went to the Asia part of Turkey because I grew up. When people ask me where like people I dated, I said they're Asian because I grew up with Turkish people always saying they're Asian. I never heard anything else growing up. I liked it. I would go back. Um, Unfortunately, my friend did face a little bit of racism because she's mixed race. So that wasn't fun. And then I get kind of really defensive of her, and then she has to tell me to go away because I get too defensive. Ginger hair, but I haven't got any Irish assumptions. Um, but then you said like you that might be because of where you're from. Like with my family, because we are Irish, like we've got the look, kind of the look. My family definitely have the Irish look to them. I've got one sister. I don't even like her, but she also looks Italian like me. She's very tan skinned and black hair like I've got. Have you been to East Asia? No, but I really want to. I want to travel with a partner and go in and just travel around. Um, I think it would be really nice just to see the beauty of it, the culture of it, the history of it. I'd love to do like a vlog of it as well, and even do some reactions over there. Um, no, definitely, I would love to. But I'd love to go with a partner. I feel like it'd be really nice to experience it with someone. Any places that are really good in East Asia that to go? I always feel like it's better to ask someone who's from there. Yeah, we definitely are. You can come here without money. They really will. Turkish people will take care of you. I'd approach it best friend travel around China, Japan, Korea, Taiwan, Thailand, possibly India. Yeah. Like, oh, that would, yeah. Reaction of Asia in real time. Can you imagine? Yeah, it would be really nice just to go and see as well and talk to people, try and learn a little bit of the language to be respectful as well. I really want to go. I've always wanted to go to Japan. Always wanted to go. I originally was going to go for the Olympics. Like I was saving all my money up, and then the situation happened. Because if you don't know, I love sports. Shocking. I love the Olympics, and I just really wanted to also go to Japan. I've always wanted to go since I was like 5, and I don't know why. I just always have wanted to. By best friend, I don't mean send them alone. I didn't. Yeah, no, you meant with. Just send your best friend there, like go and travel for me. Oh, can you not? Do you get sickness if you fly for too long? I would love to go with my best friend, but with the medical condition she has, being on planes would actually be very dangerous for her. I mean, I've been to Turkey with my best friend. I've been to Italy with my best friend. Did we go Spain? I can't remember. I've been Spain many times. Um, I've been Malta. I said Italy. I've been America. I really want to go Iceland. I was invited a while back, but I didn't have the money. It was a few years ago now. Oh, I've been to Croatia, Dubrovnik, uh, Italy. I said that. France. I'd love to go back to Germany. So I'm just afraid of. People are. My favorite actress, Whoopi Goldberg, is terrified of flying. I'm not a. I'm so weird. I hate going up in planes, but I'm absolutely fine going down. Oh, I've been to Norway. I've been to uh, Denmark, the Netherlands. 'Cause I used to smoke. Now I don't do anything like that. I'd love to go and just experience it again. Especially because I couldn't go for my best friend's birthday because I was so sick I collapsed. That was a few years ago. Now I couldn't even go to my friend's wedding. Your VPN currently uses the Japan server, so right now you're in Japan. Oh yeah, I would come and visit Austria. I know a few people from Austria. I could go and visit these twins that I know. I'd really love to see them. See them. I actually got to know them via Harry Potter, a Harry Potter board, and I used to call one the devil because obviously she was so sweet and innocent, and I was the opposite. And then her twin we would call triplet Christy. Oh, they were really nice. I'd like to go and see them. Oh, Africa would be amazing. South America, yeah, everywhere. I did. I went to Istanbul. Oh, do you know cruises? Yeah, that's when we were in Norway. We went on a cruise ship to Denmark. That was fun. Hold on, Noel. I've just seen this. I don't know how I'm seeing this stuff, by the way, without my glasses. Um, I haven't been out of the US. My husband and I have taken a trip somewhere, but we have crazy conservative families who are afraid of leaving. Well, you know what? Your husband, and if you want to take your children, you should do what you want. And they could be concerned. There's nothing wrong with that. You should go and visit other places too. Honestly, oh, it is. It's so good. And also take a little book with you of the language. Sure, the US does have a lot of nice places to visit. Oh, did you go see BTS in was it I was gonna say California, the state. Was it in LA? Yeah, two Turkish people. My friend lived in Egypt for quite a few years. She loved it. And she's Serbian Slovenian, so they liked her because obviously though she was actually born in the UK, she now lives back in Serbia. But she had a really good time. She always spoke so highly of it. Oh yeah, I saw Wicked and the Book of Mormon in New York. It was a lot of fun. Hi, there's three Turkish tea. See, I don't really like driving, but it's the UK. You can't really get a plane anywhere. Like, there's no point. Might as well drive. Maybe to Scotland. Oh, he's army. Jimin. I get it. But yeah, I definitely would love to go and do some traveling and maybe meet some people who watch my reactions and say hello and see how everyone's doing. I wouldn't put you on video because I know that's not how it works. 13 hours. The longest flight. Um, I think it was 12 hours to Texas in 2006. It's definitely a quicker flight now. Oh, I need to go and see my friend in North Carolina. Like she moved there for work. Pujama. I mean, technically, you'll see me in my pajamas. I don't really wear pajamas. Um, why did your friend need? Oh no, sorry, that wasn't. That was a schoolmate. That was not your friend. They didn't need to tell you all of those bad stuff at all. Like, I never get that. You'd laugh though at me growing up. Like me and my best friend hold hands when we're growing up, and then I have to hold her hand when we're going down. But yeah, I'm absolutely fine, and I don't know why I'm fine going down. You got to take a plane and a ferry. I'll do that. Well, Noel, you can always have a drink now with me. Also, I do need to go back to America. It's been a while. Happy New Year. You'll never see BTS in Turkey. I mean, why not? I think Turkish people in well, they would love them. I don't know. Everyone seems like around the world seems to really be connected to BTS, and I really need to go back. It was nice. I really Oslo was still or Norway because it was just out of Oslo. It was still my favorite place, but I think it's because it was just so magical, and it felt like because there was we had like a snowstorm at one point, and we had thunder and lightning, and it was in this small town, and people built like little in the trees stuff like that, and it's not like that in the UK, like London. I'm from London, and it's very metropolitan. Don't get me wrong, I lived in Bristol, which is a lot more smaller, but it's a small town city. I meant lower level, but oh right. Boxes. Do you know what I wanted to do Route 66? Because my best friend really, she wants to go from New York to obviously LA, and she doesn't drive yet, but she's already taken automatic lessons, and they've told her she can drive. But I was going to do it with her because I'd love to go and do that. Do you know, I don't think any of my relatives in America are alive anymore. Get some heat on you. I mean, do you know what? When I was working a few years ago now in this company, and we had some temps over, and they were both French, and one she loved BTS, and I know that there was a concert at that time. That and I love Blackpink, and she was so lovely. By the way, army people are really nice, and people in London are generally not that friendly. So it was really nice. Like she was like, "I'll go with you to go and see them." I was like, "I don't know you," and you know, but it was really lovely that she was like, "I'll go and see Blackpink and BTS with you," and I was like, "Okay." Yeah, three members have tested positive, I believe. Steffi, is that correct? Gonna have to help me. Hundreds. Okay. You like how you? Some of them said they're green and then they said that. I'm still always impressed by Nanjin's intelligence. Wow. How did you drive in those desert highways? 500. Wow. You also said you lived in Australia as well, and that's quite open space itself. There's what 20 million inhabitants on one of the biggest places in the world. I can't imagine driving that much in just complete uninhabited deserts. Because in the UK, it's as you know, it's so small. It's like smaller than Madagascar, I believe. Um, but saying that to get around just London, surprisingly enough, driving can still take you an hour and 90 minutes to get to the other side of London, maybe even a little bit longer. You wouldn't think it with how small it is. Take care. Oh, that's a really nice comment of you. I remember my friend. She used to live in New Jersey because that's where she's from, and we she drove us to. So we went on the Jersey Turnpike, and she obviously drove us to New York. And I've told this story to those of you who've heard it. Grab a drink, grab some tea, grab some water, put on some music. But I can remember. I think they were from Florida. Shock. Um, this car just zoomed past the bollards because you like where you have to pay and everything. And I mean, and it's before we got into the bridge. Uh, and they just zoomed past. We were lucky that they did not cause a massive like incident. I just remember like just zooming past and just breaking through the bollards at the pay points. Anything over 20 minutes of driving is a road trip for me. Have a good night. I could just imagine. I've never obviously driven in Australia. The only thing I've ever seen in terms of driving was there's a show called The Last Leg, which is um three hosts. Two of them are disabled. One is missing a leg. One's missing a leg, and then has deformities in his hands. And they travelled across Australia because one of them's Australian. And it was just interesting, just the little like places that are throughout Australia and just how wide open it is. I think it takes me to drive to my best friend's house who lives on a main road. Um, hmm, maybe 40 minutes if there's not much traffic. You No traffic light, just a flashing caution at a four-way stop. Just a four-way stop and just a caution. See, technically you don't need to drive in London. There's 24-hour buses, 24-hour trains. So I don't know why people drive. Are you telling us you're going to North Korea? I mean, I can drive to the ferry and then get on the ferry to go to France, and then I can travel through Europe. Oh, parking's always bad in cities, main cities. It's ugh, ugh. And as some of you know, I've been hit outside where I live when my car's parked because I live near a school. And any new damages. They've set up this system now where I live, where between 8:15 and 9:15 in the morning, and 3 p.m. and 4 p.m. you're not allowed down our road unless you live here. So it's been a lot more beneficial um, for us. I haven't been hit since then, but the problem is I have a service coming up, and obviously next year I have to take the car back. So let's see how much they're going to charge. They don't allow individual traveling yet. Oh, okay. So have to be in a group. Huh. Then again, I'm not doing right now. I'm not going to do any traveling because everyone seems to be getting COVID where I live, the area I live. Um, so I want to stay away from them as much as possible. Like, even the elderly lady that I usually go and bring food to, unfortunately, she has it. And so I can't even go and see her, make sure she's okay. Because obviously she had to spend Christmas alone because we weren't told the home she was in was closed down. They didn't inform, because obviously I take my mother to go see her because they're friends. So the only thing we could do is talk to her on the phone. And I want to take another lateral flow test. I hope nothing happens to the car. I hope not. Yeah, servicing your car is just. I mean, it's not too bad. The UK is not particularly like that bad. In terms of cost, usually I say that I live in London. London is one of the most. I'm lying. London is one of the most expensive places. Can she video call? No. The lady doesn't have a phone. She's in her 80s. She's got Alzheimer's, and it's getting pretty bad. We call her on the phone, so at least we can talk to her. But she doesn't. She's starting to not recognize my mum's voice. We're still going to go up when everything is better. When you go there, you have to take a test. You have to have gloves. You have to have a mask. Change the mask. You have to have an apron on and stuff like that. But you just want to make sure she's okay. You know, she's a nice lady, and so you just want her to have someone around because her husband died of ASL 5 years ago now. So he died of motor neuron disease. So she like and her niece, one of them lives very far in the UK, and the others don't even talk, like don't even see her. So as long as we can help her, we can bring her some food and some company. I think that's the best we can do right now. And I've had my booster jab, so I can go hopefully in the future see her. Completely random. I need to put these back on, don't I? Hello again. Completely random. But since this is no, don't go disappear on me. And then the light goes. Yeah, completely random. But since this year's almost over, do you have a favorite moment of this year? Um, this has been actually one of my worst years, um, personally. In terms of shows, I shouldn't really divulge how much I make on Patreon, but reaching a little mark was really nice because you never know especially the situations I've had, if people actually like your stuff or not. So that was nice. Maybe reaching the 2,000 subscriber mark on YouTube as well, and we're almost halfway through that. So that was really nice. Yeah, so fortunately she has you guys, people who care. Everyone around me vaccinated, but I haven't yet because I'm not in the best condition. So everyone's like, who cares if I get it? But you should care, even if you're vaccinated. Um, always be cautious around people. You don't want other people to get sick, and anyone can get it. Anyone. But yeah, do you know what? I want positivity. So, what has been your favorite moment of the year for all of you? What's that? What's that? What's that? Huh? What's that? Oh, babies. I I don't think I could teach children. I think that's a real skill to have. Um, do you know what? I do need to watch the two movie spin-offs because I did watch the Untamed character songs, and of course, one of them was in it, and it looked really interesting. Huaisang. I definitely want to watch them. Definitely, they seem really interesting. It's just finding the time to put them out. But yeah, that was my little dogs, so you could see them. Definitely want to see them. Trying to think, because it's interesting because we're at the end of the year, and I've noticed something. I'm really enjoying Not Me, And there was another show that came last year at the end, which was Manner of Death. So let's see how it continues to go. There is one thing I'm looking forward to next year. This is how sad I am, which is going back to the gym. Yes, I remember you saying, Steffi, on Discord that, why children are difficult. I really do think um, it's a skill to look after children, to have children. Some people like me just no, 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 no. Yeah. All right, everyone. I need to head off. So once again, I just want to wish Steffi a happy birthday. Don't forget to, if I can't find the list, I'll tell you. If not, just send me what you want me to react for you for your birthday. I also hope you all have a great evening, early morning, afternoon, and I will see you in the new year. And have a great new year too.